Not believe, alright guys, so thanks again for watching. You guys are awesome. They didn't, like you said, I didn't have to relocate. Because then you scroll down, you see other people like, oh, this is really bad. You know it. You can barely even have my grandkids, and you're like, yeah. Or your shit was banging so good, they'll say, hey, not worth $10. Hey,
You're live.
Yo, what's up?
What's
Come on, show me where it's at. Where am I live at? Where's camera one? Camera one, camera two. Let's do this. What's up, everybody? MuseMeTV, we're back. Episode 190. And on this episode, we have my friend, your friend, everyone's friend, Caleb Mulkey.
Yeah.
What's up, Caleb?
What's up?
I know, right? That's what enthusiastic fucking intro that is.
Well,
Yeah.
It was more enthusiastic than I've ever been.
Ah,
So,
that's good. That's good. Better than
yeah.
the Buck D show? The BS show? Who gives a shit at this point?
Yeah.
Oh, man. No,
Listen, all Albuquerque podcasts are shit. So
yeah, we're all like a low tier. Like, I don't even... let's just start naming them off that suck. Potential problems, Get Wood, Fiend City.
Carla V is thinking out loud.
Carla V's not here anymore. You hear about
Yeah.
that drama?
What?
Did you hear about that drama?
What drama?
About the Carla V podcast, how it got canceled and it's no longer available?
No, I haven't.
So apparently, for like 3 weeks, Carla and Larry didn't have any contact with each other, and Larry was trying to be like, hey, are we doing this podcast? Are we doing it? And she just ghosted him for a while.
Yeah.
And so he just quit. He's just like, I'm
Yeah.
not doing your podcast anymore.
That makes sense.
And now it's just like, damn it. She had a very good like producer. Like he was doing all
Yeah.
kinds of promotions, like the
No, he was
graphics
doing.
card.
I think I think he's an amazing producer. I love the like as someone that's, I make posters for everybody and do the graphic stuff for everybody. He's like one of the
just
only,
turn it down. Yeah.
He's one of the only other people in the city that I'm like, I like your shit. Like I like what you're doing. But I think him and Carla weren't like, that wasn't from the beginning. I was like, I don't think that's the guy.
So this is just a little heads up. He's looking for someone to produce a podcast for. Maybe you need to hit him up, dude.
I've been fucking. Yeah,
I know you're trying to
wanna
get something
do one.
starting, dude. You're so close too. You have a bunch of equipment. You've got topics to
Yeah.
talk about. You have things to do, but then it's just like
Trying to do the producing thing, because I was trying to do it like, because I have all the equipment. I've been trying to kind of do it by myself, but I get too like fucked up over the production part that I'm not. It's not a good podcast because I'm not paying attention to just trying to entertain.
yeah. That's how I had it. That's what my problem was. Is like the more equipment that I got, I was just like, fuck. Now I have to pay attention to
Yeah.
camera settings. Have to pay attention to audio settings. So I'm trying to have a conversation and still flipping cameras and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So that was
And
pretty
then you
difficult.
miss things and you don't. Yeah, that's. And I was doing shit like just by myself, and I was still like, I'd have these fucking dead air breaks, or I'm like, because I'm trying fucking with stuff, and
Makes sense.
so I do want a producer. I've been talking to like Sam, who does Chuck's podcast.
Oh yeah, mostly complaining.
Yeah.
Another one that sucks.
Yeah. Actually, that's the only one that I've listened to every episode of.
I mean, he's only on episode 4, so
True.
I mean, once you get to
But-
episode 30, you're just like, who gives a fuck anymore?
His is less of a podcast though. It's more of like just content.
I do like how they produced it, so like it looks like a news report thing
Exactly.
going on.
And he like scripts, like he has like scripted things that
Bullet
he does,
points
and then
and
he'll
stuff,
he'll go off script, but it's mostly scripted, and like that's why I think that's what I'm really trying to do if I go into it, because I'm not trying to just talk, about whatever, because we kind of all do that.
And that's like the differences between some of the podcasts is like I kind of already have that establishment where just like we'll come in and we'll just talk whatever.
Yeah.
But we still have because we know we're comedians. We still know we're trying to like promote ourselves and stuff on the show. I see. This is my problem. Is I haven't seen an episode of Chuck's podcast yet, and I think they're only like 30 minutes or something, 40 minutes.
Yeah, they're only 30 minutes. I listen to them at work, cause I watched the first one just to watch it, and I fucking, whether we like it or not, Chuck's like a goddamn killer.
Yeah, and he's emerging,
and he brings that, like what you see on stage. He like brings a version of that to that podcast. And like I said, I don't even want to call it a podcast. It's like it's a show, really.
Yeah, a web show or something.
Yeah. And he's fucking good at it. And then it's just always, I've been listening to a lot more podcasts too. Like I listen to yours sometimes. I try to jump on Buck D's sometimes.
I mean, it just depends on who's the guest too. Sometimes that happens to me where I'm just like, I don't want to listen to Buck D with nobody on there, or I don't even know these people. But when it's like the comedians or something, I'm like, I should chime in just a little, hear what's going on.
Especially if it's like something like with fucking Buck D and Jamar.
Ooh.
Like, I think everyone was listening to that at some point or another, because everyone was kind of aware of what was going on with it. And
do you want to?
I think after that podcast, I came to two conclusions.
Here we go.
I came to one that...
got camera on Mulkey?
Yeah.
Mulkey's thoughts.
I came to two conclusions after that podcast. One is I don't think Jamar steals jokes.
Okay, I'm with you on that one.
Yep.
I think El Paso just sucks. Because that was the theory, was that, like, how is he getting...
booked over there.
Booked, and how is he number one fucking comic in El Paso?
That blew me away too.
And so then you can easily make the jump from that to he's stealing our jokes and he's going to El Paso with them. But after that podcast, the way he talked about it, I don't think he stole jokes. Like, everyone comes up with similar stuff or whatever, so that might have, maybe he said something similar to someone and they claim, because I've seen that with multiple people, but I don't think he steals jokes. The second thing, though, is I don't think he came out looking great.
At all.
Yeah.
Like, unfortunately, I feel he was bombarded by three guys, and Jamar's trying to defend himself, but you have Buck D saying something, you have the entrepreneur side of Scott telling him the business side, and then you still have Larry, with his intake as well. So at that point, you're just like, oh, damn, Jamar, yeah.
And just, I mean, literally, like if it was just Buck D and Jamar, he still would have been fucked. Like, Buck D, I've been on Buck D's podcast once, and like it's hard to get a word out edgewise on the podcast. And he's like, I love Buck D. I think he's super funny. I actually enjoy his podcast when there's people
that we know
that I want to listen to. Yeah, but he fucking, you're not gonna convince him of anything, So all the preconceptions Buck D went in with that podcast, he kept them throughout the whole thing. While Jamar, all he was doing was trying to defend himself from somebody who's already made up their mind.
Yeah.
You know what I saw? I saw that it was like a toxic relationship almost, where Buck D was gaslighting without any concrete proof, right? But he was telling Jamar what he had said on previous podcasts where he was telling Buck D where he was.
That was kind of shitty too.
I was like, that's gaslighting at its finest right there, because unless you have concrete proof, you have nothing.
Yeah, and he was like, I got receipts, and he brings in stuff, but it's like you're the guy that got to pick all that shit. So who knows?
The context of the whole thing is like missing from that one. I don't know. That's crazy. Dude,
but my opinion of Jamar didn't change really.
I still think he's kind of like a mediocre.
Good for bad.
I feel like a mediocre comic.
I think like I'm more than appreciative of the Revel.
Yeah, he knows how to promote.
Yeah, I think roast battle, like, even though the first one I did had nothing to do with Jamar, right? It's undeniable that the roast thing is the reason I get booked now.
But
there's no way to.
I don't know. Did you hear about that controversy as well?
Oh yeah.
So like
The
how
pay thing.
Yeah, with Evan.
Yeah.
I mean, that kind of felt a little I don't know. It's really weird how Jamar would like accommodate to other people like Buck D and the Gong Show, but then when Evan, he's like, oh yeah, but you have to pay up front, and that's just like, wait, what?
Yeah.
That's weird.
I've always had a weird thing about the pay at Revel because I always when I talk to anybody about it, I'll say it this first time on record, but fucking just do the math on that. Like there's easily, when it's a big show, it's full.
Yeah.
There's 150 people showing up.
$10
They're all paying
each.
$10. That's fucking $1,500 or $1,500?
$1,500. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry.
No, it's
15.
okay.
Yeah, either way, $1,500, and I haven't seen a dime.
That's kind of like
Like,
that makes us feel like less appreciative for the art that we're doing.
yeah.
That's how I
And
feel.
what's crazy is like if you're just doing a set, I guess I get it. Like, you should still get paid no matter what. If you're on a show, like a
Yeah.
book show, you should get paid. But the roasts, it irritates me because I have to come up with all new material for that. Like that's not, I can't just go up with what I've been doing to do the roast. I have to write all new material. So I'm doing extra work. You know what I mean? I'm going into a position where I can come out looking bad. Even if I fucking try my hardest and I write the best jokes. If you write, which we're going to be on a roast soon.
Yeah,
if you write better jokes than me, I will look bad after that. So I'm literally putting like my, public appearance on the line, and then I come out and I'm not making any money from it. Like that's,
But that's what I like about the roast in itself too. Is like even if we are going against each other, if we both have fire jokes, that just proves us our solidification and like what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Like I mean, you can have a roast on me. You get a pop. It goes crazy, and then the next joke I tell you has the same reaction. Then you're stuck in this hard place where you're just like,
Yeah.
damn, they're both good. Like what would you? One more joke or something. I love when
Yeah.
that happens because it makes those people that are roasting just like, oh, can you come up with another one? Do you have another one?
Have another one? Yeah.
Because it's a build up, man.
That's why I write. I mean, sometimes I don't, but I try to write like 10 jokes, or
Okay.
like I try to write like as many jokes as I just all the time. If I'm thinking, I'll just write stuff down because like I'd rather have fucking 5 jokes I can't use than come up and they say one more joke and I don't have shit.
Then you're trying to come up with something on the cuff. It might not be as
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
It's not rehearsed. There's all those things that come up.
Exactly.
But the roasts have always been great. Like I love that space, and every time we've done it, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's
And
super
like
fun.
fucking I think like some of the top tier or some of the like top comedy Albuquerque comedy moments have happened on the roast,
That makes sense.
like things that I remember from comedy, like just doing comedy, have all been kind of at Revel and
At
on
the
the roast.
Yeah.
Like the fucking Eister calling out Jamar. That's
yeah.
like that's easily like solidified as like an Albuquerque, like that's a moment you should have been there for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Or the Jared joke.
Jared joke. That's
Yeah.
another one. Yeah, dude. Like you, like fucking. I'm so glad I was there when that happened.
Dude, that was the best moment of my life because the last
because
joke,
you wrote it.
yeah, for Tsunami, and I was just like, oh my god, this is what we work for, dude. This is the whole reason why we
Yeah.
talk, why we do these things, and it was just beautiful. And that's what I love about those roasts is like I've been talking to people and been like, do you know anything about Caleb? Because I could actually use
Yeah.
a little bit of references or something to go off of, So
Yeah.
that's always building on itself too. Just talking to all the comics about it.
Yeah, that's for sure. And I think like it makes it a lot funner. Like I'm excited to roast you because I know you.
Yeah.
Like it makes it a lot funner when I know somebody. Because when you go into it, like you notice even when like two people don't know each other, the roasts are always like they're doing fucking stereo. Like if it's like a white guy and a Mexican, the white guy's just like fucking, what's it feel like to be a Mexican? You're like, come on, man. Like, you can do something.
Yeah, there's way more
else.
to this. Like, hey, why do you look like we're at the farmer's market or something
Yeah,
stupid
yeah.
like that? Like, I don't know. But again, it's fun. I can't remember everyone that's on this lineup. There's gonna be a 2v2 as well.
That's interesting.
I can't even imagine what's gonna happen with that. Like, are they gonna piggyback on jokes?
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you
And it's very interesting because I think the like, top pick of the 2v2s is Eister and Jared.
Yeah.
And they have such like entirely different styles. Like
Yeah.
how are they gonna kind of? And who? It's Jared and Eiser versus. I don't even know.
I got it. I'll get it. But yeah, that's what's crazy to think about too, is that there's gonna be a 2v2, and how is that gonna work?
Yeah, dude.
Or we can go do promotions at the fucking park and get wet with water balloons. Like, oh, dude. Yeah, see, this isn't even a contest at this point, dude. Evan Galpert and TJ Jones.
Evan, listen. Evan Galpert, fucking everyone underestimated him, and then
he killed.
He fucking murdered. So, he might be great. TJ Jones, I've never seen in a roast. I think TJ is pretty funny. I've seen him at
the Wayward
Santa Fe.
Mics, yeah.
Seen him at the Wayward stuff, but I've never seen him in like a roast capacity, And so it'll be interesting. And it's always rough, like, because he has like if you do any research, like he's, an ex-addict. So there's,
like a 50-year-old DJ.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got, he wears fucking the same hat as Eminem all the time,
Like, what are we trying to go for here? Some of the other battles that are on there is also Carla Vasquez and Tripp Stilnicki. That's gonna be a slaughter.
Yeah.
It's like, whoever thought they would be beating women again, but that's gonna happen. I think this is still going on, right? Josh Fournier and Courtney Foster. I know one of them got rescheduled, or they're not doing it anymore because somebody had to back out. Oh yeah, see, anyone who wants to step in for Josh for the battle of Courtney.
Yeah, so it was for Courtney.
And I think Tsunami is the one that's gonna jump in for that.
Yeah, that'll be interesting.
Tsunami and Courtney, that's gonna be very interesting. Who else we got on this bad boy? Me and you, obviously.
Yeah.
That's gonna be fun. Rusty Rutherford and Tyranny Stanley.
Oh god damn it. That's good. I don't know about that one.
That's one of those ones where Buck D is gonna have to be like, that shit was trash. I mean, I don't know.
It's gonna be like one more joke, I guess.
One less joke.
I don't know.
Also, we have, this is gonna be a good one, I think. AJ Matthews versus Chuck Parker.
That'll be fucking interesting.
That's gonna be crazy. And we also have Mateo and Phil Romero.
That'll be Phil.
That guy Phil, I don't know about that guy Phil. I mean, there's been some times where like he's come up to me, and no, actually he didn't come up to me. He told Christian R, where he's like all like, yeah, I think that threesome joke, I've heard it before somewhere. I don't think Angel made it up. And I'm just like, that's a pretty vague topic. Like threesomes, and then you thinking about it, it's just gay sex. Like, that is super vague.
Kind of anybody could have come up with it.
That's what I felt. Then I feel like that's just like one of those things, because he's even told Mateo where he's just like.
But also like if it was like fucking Tripp was like, hey man, I think that I've heard that before, I'd be like, all right, like I might back up. Yeah, thanks. I might rewrite or do something with the joke if it was like Tripp. You know what I mean? But like, what's like. What authority does Phil have? Like, I don't know, man.
I think I don't know.
I work with a guy that knows Phil.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And
good, bad?
Yeah, not great.
Ugly? The ugly, that's what that one was.
It's really just like, he's just like, when I've given my take on Phil to him, he's like, yeah, that's how he is, like, in social settings.
In real life.
Yeah.
Because I don't want to say that we, like, kind of put on this, like, different persona or something, but when we go on stage, we still try to like entertain the crowd. There's a thing about that, like entertaining the crowd. Like even if the jokes that you say, that's what I love when you go up there, because you've even said it yourself too. You're just like, I'm from Texas, but I don't even have yeehaw energy.
Yeah,
like, that right away puts you in a spot where you're just like, you better expect shit like this. Don't go expecting him to throw a backflip or something. Like, that's what I love about that, is when you have that establishment of what kind of comedy you do.
Yeah.
But there's still some of these people where I'm still trying to figure out, like, are you, like, acting out something? Or are you, like...
Yeah, you can't tell if it's a bit or not.
Yeah.
And the problem is, like, with, like, Phil, I've seen Phil do this. I've seen Alex Benson do it, too.
Ooh, Alex.
Whatever, but I've seen him do it. I've seen like other, I've seen people do it, even like people that I think are great, and I've done it before. You've probably done it before, but when you like when you like backtrack, or like when you go up on stage and you don't sound like you know what you're doing, you're putting the audience in a position where they can't trust you.
Yeah,
like,
okay.
you know what I mean? Like, so that's why when I go up there, even if the joke's not gonna work, I just fucking commit and try to fucking balls through it. You know what I mean? Like, because if you go up there and you backtrack even a little bit, you'll fucking lose the crowd, and then now you have to spend more time trying to gain their trust back and fucking, you know what I mean?
That's the only reason why I like wearing the costume.
Yeah.
The very first time I went on the costume with the wrestling gig, everyone went crazy before I even said a word.
Yeah,
so that already gave me this like, oh, okay, this is going to be pretty funny. I don't even know what's going on, but it's going to be funny.
Yeah, it's like that's why I did like the Texas thing. It's like the same concept of like, if you do something right up front to establish who you are, so like when you wear a costume, you go, I'm a silly guy.
Yeah, you guys ready for this?
Yeah, so then they know kind of what to expect. So when I do like the, you know, like I use the I've never fucked a bitch joke as that thing of like the lack of confidence you think you see in me, I've seen before, and I'm handling it. So don't worry.
I'm just letting you know how I feel about myself.
Yeah, like I'm doing what I need to do. Like you don't have to worry about it. And then I can just do whatever jokes, and it's not, you know, people aren't like, you know, a little taken back or whatever when I do a joke. I don't know, but
then again too, that's the beauty of comedy is like we don't know if it's gonna work until we do it. Like there's so many times where I think this is funny. I'm like, this is funny. I go on stage and it didn't hit, and I'm just like,
doesn't hit.
What the fuck am I thinking?
Yeah, I feel that a lot. And a lot of the time it'll be like I'll go in and I'll have like a fucking, like, I don't know, one time I went in, actually the joke went well, but I fucking just kept calling women bitches like the whole time. Just because, like, I think it's like, you know, there's like a tiny punchline in that of like, first of all, me calling women bitches, like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? And so to me, I'm like, it's funny if I do it, but sometimes it's not, and especially not at Juno, apparently. And I fucking just bombed.
But see, that's what I love too. Like Jess Wood, every time she goes to Juno, she just like brings up stuff about the owner.
And that's owner?
Beautiful. He's like, dude, he looks pissed.
Oh, dude, I love Jess Wood because she'll fucking like that girl. What's her name? Teresa or something. Goes up and she fucking on stage goes like, all my friends said they were gonna sign up, but I'm the only one that did. And then fucking Jess Wood went up after her and she was like, you should have also not signed up.
Right away, letting her know,
dude.
like.
And then apparently she like shat on a bunch of dudes who like I guess they were sitting down during their set and like. And she was like, fucking, like, when you come up here, at least fucking try. And, like, I love Jess Wood. She fucking will just tell you what like you need to know.
She's so true.
Jess Wood is the mom of comedy in Albuquerque.
She's like the, like, you know, like, I love her, but she puts her cigarettes out on me, mom.
Yeah,
you know?
She's like, I don't care.
Yeah.
But she's called out all of the comics. Yeah. She's like, work on your shit. I'd rather have a bukkake done on my face than listen to your guys' shit. It's like she is like pushing people to be better than they are. And that's what comics need sometimes, I think.
And then her background, though, just blows me away, too. I'm just like, what? How
LA
are you
shit.
not famous yet?
Like
the whole deaf comedy thing. I was just like, wow.
Well, I think she started, not to get fucking, like, you know, I don't really have a real opinion on this, but I think she started, even when she did, like, the deaf, like, the fact that she was the first white woman on the Def Comedy Jam thing, like, it tells you that she started at a time when, like, you know, like, it was, like, you know, there's comics that said, like, it used to be, like, there's, you know, 5 comics, 4 of them, there's, like, 4 white guys and a black guy, and every once in a while there's a woman. But, like, they're not now, like, fucking anybody can be a comic. It doesn't matter what you do, what your sexuality is, what your gender is. But probably at the time she started, it wasn't as, like, accepting, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And so I can imagine, like,
having to develop
harder.
And stuff in that sense. But then again, she comes from somewhere where, like, I feel like it was a lot harder for someone like Jess to, like, put her name out there for everyone to start listening to her. Yeah.
Because it was, like, before, I mean, I don't really know. I don't want to fucking age her because I don't know, but I assume it was a little bit before like social media.
Get the cat out of here.
And like, just the internet landscape we have today existed. Like she couldn't fucking just like jump on Instagram, put hashtags on some shit, and then pop off. You know? That wasn't an option. And so the fact that like even dudes, it must have been hard to become a comic, but to be a fucking, you know,
well known.
Yeah. Like even dudes, it was hard to become a well known comic. So I can't imagine being just like a fucking white girl trying to, you know, become a well known comic.
Did you guys watch the Fox premiere of Hilarious? It's actually the LA women comics going through their experiences and how they were like discriminated against for being women in the comedy scene.
We're gonna have to check that out.
It was good. It was really good.
Interesting. That's what's crazy now too, is like I guess they have these peak points in comedy where like it pops off really good, then everyone just like branches off and it's not as good as it is, and it goes back up again. Like, I don't know. I feel well, I haven't even been in comedy that long to say this, but like when I very first started, it wasn't as cool as it is now, where people are like, I could go on stage, I can do this, and yet you have all these people signing up for an open mic, and yet 50 or 60% of them are trash.
I think right now we're in like a peak point because like of COVID, like everyone thought the world was going to end and then it didn't. And so now everyone that was like everyone that had any inclination, they were like, you know, I should have fucking tried to do stand up. Now they're like, well, fucking I might as well now, because I almost lost that opportunity and now I have the opportunity to do it. That's why like all our shows are popping off, like, you know, or like, you know, more people are showing up to stuff now because like we weren't allowed to for 2 years, so now we're fucking.
They'll want anything.
Yeah, they're literally so people are just showing up to everything, which is dope. But I'm sure it'll fucking eventually fade away. But I'll stick it through. But
that's the beauty. That's what I love about the comedy that I've been doing for so long, is that I've seen people start it, go to 3-4 open mics, and that was it for them,
and then disappear.
Yeah, and it's just like, well, I guess it wasn't for you, or did you just have that little niche where you're just like, he does it, I can do it too, and it's just like, can you really though, dude? At this point, like, you have to, like, I love the aspect of going every day. Like, every day, it's like, oh, okay, this was shitty. Okay, this was shitty. This was shitty. Day 4, I fucking killed?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's me working on my stuff to find out where the niches and the fucking cracks are.
Yeah, that's nice. And it's nice. We have, like, I think more mics now, which is nice, too. You can go to. I've been missing mics like crazy.
But then again, you have a little bit.
Car,
yeah, you have a little bit of a situation.
It's irritating, and I've been like just like mad. I'm not like I fucking hate saying like I'm depressed, but like it is like depression is the reason. But I'm not trying to get people to be like,
walk it off, buddy.
Oh man, that or just I don't think anyone needs to give a fuck.
Well, at this point, like, you know that you have stuff to work on yourself. Like, like when you start to put it out there and you need the help, I get it.
Yeah.
But you have to do it where you go out there and ask for the help, not like you said, like, oh, I'm depressed, I'm gonna post something about being depressed.
Exactly. Yeah,
you're,
dude, I
you're
hate
inviting
that shit.
the wrong people at that point to come give you condolences about it.
Anybody that like sees a post on Facebook from somebody that's like I'm going through a bad spot, and like anybody that replies to that post is not the guy you want to be talking to about your shit. Like, god damn it.
That's a horrible truth, but I mean, social media makes.
Dude, and it's 2022 and people are still doing that shit. It blows my mind.
You think it's gonna get worse with like the metaverse? You see, you literally, your group of friends is the only friends you have that are in another country. Like, I mean, where does that really bring like the aspect of having like the camaraderie of like, okay, I can get.
You know
off
what
of
sucks
this.
about the metaverse?
Yeah, like, let me tell you something about the fucking metaverse.
You know what sucks, and the reason the metaverse is gonna be shitty is because like the idea of the metaverse is great. Like I'm gonna get to like be in virtual reality, make it avatar or whatever, and then be in virtual reality with everybody, right?
Thousands of people.
But fucking like when the metaverse started, it was immediately like, you know, if you say certain things, you're fucking out. If you fucking like, you know, are a little aggressive to somebody, you're out. And so we're going into the metaverse as a bunch of pussies, and then like there isn't like the And like I think like bullying sucks, and like excessive bullying, you know, obviously like there's studies that have shown bullying has caused suicide, and some of the mass shooters have been bullied or whatever. But like most people, the bullying isn't like that insane.
Yeah.
But in the metaverse, you're not even allowed to lightly bully. You know what I mean? And I think that's necessary to build fucking character and stuff. And so now you're creating this world where anybody can be whoever they want, but everyone has to be cool with each other. What? Like, that's wild.
Yeah.
Like, that's insane. And so I think it's going to, if anything, it's not going to be, you know, I think it's just going to be boring. It's not going to be like fun, you know?
And I hate the way that Facebook has been promoting the metaverse now, because it's like, hey, you can go into the metaverse and learn how to be a flight conductor or something. I'm just like, what? Like, I have to go to the metaverse to do this? Like, how much is this going to cost?
Like, the dream was that I get to play Call of Duty in VR and then literally teabag somebody.
Yeah, there you go.
And now I can't even do that? Are you fucking kidding?
Now I'm getting reported?
Yeah, like, what the fuck? Like, I don't know, man. Like, and it might just be like the comic shit where, like, everything's a joke. And I get fucking, like, you know, in trouble or whatever for, like, I work with some fucking just dorks, dude.
Yeah.
And I'll just, and they're not fucking, like, you know, like, woke people or anything. They're just lame.
Yeah, they just don't have any ambitions.
Yeah, they have ambitions, and it's to go to work, and that's crazy. But like, I'll fucking like dude, I make jokes all the time, and like no one will like. They'll take it literally, or they'll like. The response is like it's obvious I'm making a joke, and they'll be like, "Why would you say that?" And I'm like, "Why the fuck like." Yeah, why would that's the joke? Like, why would anybody say that? That's insane.
I say things that nobody would say.
Yeah, like, I'm not saying this shit. Like, you're not supposed to hear what I say and then be like, you know, like fucking. That's what he really means.
Dude, that recently just happened to me at work. Like, okay, my boss, my assistant boss, and me were standing by the kitchen, and he literally says something about his wife, and I've seen his wife. And my comment was, you must like boys because she has the same body type as me. And it hit. Like, he laughed. The assistant manager laughed. And he even added to the joke where he's like, oh, yeah, you have bigger tits than she does.
Yeah.
So I thought everything was cool, right? Everything was fine. 3 hours later, when he goes home and probably tells his wife about the joke, it all went downhill because I got a message on my phone. It was like, I don't appreciate you making fun of my wife like that, blah, blah, blah. And I was just in my head, I was like
yo.
Thanks a lot, Will Smith.
Yeah,
like, what the fuck, dude? You laughed and you made a joke about your own wife after that.
Yeah.
And you can't put me in that spot where you're just like, well, I'm your boss and I can take you to HR. I'm just like,
motherfucker.
Dude,
that's crazy. Yeah.
It pissed me off so bad, dude. It made me so angry where I was just like, do whatever you want, dude, because I'll just literally talk about all the shit that you do at this point, because he's the same kind of guy. You're cool. He's the same kind of guy where he's like, I can make fun of you, but when I get made fun of, you better not because I'm your boss. And I'm just like, that is a shitty mentality to have. And
hell yeah, it is.
Dude, it hit me on Facebook as well, too. I actually was put in jail for 30 days because of a post that was been on there for like 3 years ago. So my MuseMe page had a post where it's like this person choking their shadow. And it's like, when you're trying to save more money. And it was technically categorized as a suicide joke.
God.
It was horrible. So I got put in jail for that. What happened 3 years ago? So now I'm thinking, like, do I have to go backtrack my fucking Facebook now for memes?
I've been doing that. Every time the little like notification that's like, here's your memories from today, I just go through and fucking delete a bunch of shit. Cause I'm like, a lot of it's really just like I'm embarrassed, and so I'm like, fuck it.
Yeah.
And like, no one fucking needs to see that shit.
Yeah, like we were talking about too. Like when we were younger, we would post shit that was just like, having a bad day.
Yeah, cringe as fuck.
Yeah.
Be like, I can't fucking, I don't know. Like,
why didn't I get invited or something stupid?
Yeah, some dumb shit.
Because they're going to see the post and they're going to invite me.
Yeah, right? Like, all you're doing is, like, trying to make them feel bad, which is already, like, such a piece of shit move. I hate that shit more than anything when people try to make you feel bad. Because it's like, first of all, you don't know. Maybe I did feel bad. Like, I'm not going to tell you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fucking, and then they're trying to make other people feel bad, and then you're trying to weaponize your emotions and shit. That's so weird.
Yeah.
I don't know about all that.
That's the beauty I found in comedy, is that like people like you, people like Tyler and stuff like Jared, we say whatever the fuck we want. And we know that we're not ill-minded intentions to be like, I hope that makes you feel like shit and you never come into my house again. Like,
Yeah.
that's not what that's about. We know
Yeah, no,
the
I
most
know.
extreme stuff is funny.
Yeah.
That's what I fucking love.
And
about
like
that.
when you do cross any type of a line, like we're not gonna wait 3 hours like your boss and fucking hit you up about. We're gonna fucking tell you immediately.
Yeah,
like,
that makes way more sense.
yeah, like, yeah, that's nice that we can just do that. Like, cause I did a pod, so I did try to start a podcast.
It's still coming,
And
guys. It's still
it
coming.
still is.
It's coming. Don't
It's
don't
coming.
count Caleb out.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's gonna hit the podcast world with fucking fists.
Fury, dude. I'm gonna get all 7 of those viewers or whatever. But me and Jared tried to start I tried to start a podcast with Jared. It was like right when I got the equipment. I was like, let's fucking try to record some shit. And I like watched it back, listened to it back, and I was like, I can't fucking post this. It was like, why? We were just saying like anything, and I was like, oh, I can't fucking like post this.
I think that's the beauty of it now, though, is that like
I wish I could, but I just know I couldn't. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I know I'd get. And we didn't even say anything crazy, but like we were just fucking dicking around too. Like it was like past the point where it wasn't even funny at some points. It was just like we were making jokes that were like inside jokes that like just wouldn't have hit, I don't think. But
okay.
some of it was like I think he started the podcast right when we started. He was like, what did he say? Oh, it was like this is the, the Joe Rogan experience if it had less N-words or something like that. Like it was just,
nice.
and then he kept bringing up the fucking Joe Rogan N-word thing. It was like right after that came out.
Okay,
And
that
so,
makes sense.
yeah, and so like the whole podcast he kept like referencing like, we're gonna fucking say N-word or whatever. And of course we never said it. That's wild. But like it was just the jokes that were said around it. I don't think were probably appropriate for the internet.
Everything see, this is the shitty part, is like every platform has its appropriate level. Like obviously Twitch right now, I feel like you can still say almost anything on there and not get banned or like put in timeout or whatever. YouTube, you kind of still can, but it's like very rocky. And then you have fucking Facebook that just is just like no,
Which is insane because like there's like proof that like the insurrection January 6th thing kind of like stemmed off of Facebook. And there's like literal proof that like these kind of like
groups and stuff,
far right extremists have kind of like stemmed off of Facebook groups and stuff. But then like if you say like anything out of pocket, they cut you down instantly.
Yeah, like I'm saying, I posted this meme 3 years ago and it just got tagged like 30 days ago, and I was just like, wait, what? Like, are you guys looking for the content to tag me on, or just some douchebag who's just like, I'm offended by this one thing, and it gets reported? And that's the shitty part too, is like it could be reported by one person, and if Facebook doesn't agree with it, they'll take it down.
And then it goes through like a fucking whatever, like they review it or whatever, I guess, if you ask them to. But yeah, I remember a while ago I said on Facebook, the only thing I've ever had taken down, because I don't post on Facebook that often, but I had one thing that got taken down, and I said I think it would be pretty cool if Donald Trump got hit in the face with a rubber bullet or something like that. And someone was like, literally one of the comics was like, oh, like you're wishing assassination on the president. And I'm like, that's exactly what I'm not. Like, did you read the post? I'm talking about a rubber bullet. Like, I fucking was very, very careful to not cross that line. But fucking, and then someone reported, some fucking Trump guy, probably Cameron.
He's like, I'm very offended by this joke, even though I speak about meth all the time.
Yeah, and how fucking all the liberals should die. What a fucking blows my mind.
He has this joke too where he talks about like his kid, how he's trying to raise him right, and I'm just like, keep talking like that, dude. He's gonna end up like me.
Yeah,
a
dude.
Fucking sicko liberal. Calm your shit down.
You're creating the next fucking 4chan guy.
Yeah, I know, right? And that's something we need more of.
No, not at all.
We need more 4chan stuff.
Yeah, dude.
I remember some of the stuff on 4chan when it first came out. It was just like, I'm so glad I can come to a place with extreme shit. Like you would go
Yeah.
there and you would see some extreme shit.
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, but then it turned into this forum where like people are trying to give their opinions about that shit, and they're trying to like,
Shut the fuck
so like,
up.
oh, this isn't acceptable. I'll make my own 4chan about this 4chan that we shouldn't go there, and it's just like, well, this
Yeah.
is not going anywhere. It's horrible.
Yeah, and then fucking the insurrection happens. And literally everybody, the joke was like, I bet this started on 4chan, and then sure enough, it fucking started on 4chan.
We find out
It's like
the
you're
truth.
That's one thing that irritates me about, like, because I don't think I'm fairly liberal. I'm pretty, like, I'd even say I'm socialist or anti-capitalist for the most part.
I like saying
but
centered, like very centered.
I don't even think I'm centered, because I think technically I'm a leftist.
Okay.
But I'm not like a social leftist. Like, I think you should be able to kind of say whatever you want,
Yeah.
whatever.
Abortions, the gun
Well,
stuff.
Exactly. But it really pisses me off because I am like I'm pro First Amendment. I think people should say whatever they want. But it irritates me because like the right, like a lot of the conservative people kind of like claim like we're protecting the First Amendment right or whatever. But then like they get the most butthurt about stuff that you say, and they don't even fucking like, and they don't take responsibility for that. Like I'm like, come on, like. For a while, it was like the, social justice warriors woke thing. But, like, now it's literally, like, you see videos of it all the time. Like, the abortion thing's another, like, a great example. Like, I've seen people get pissed off at abortion jokes. And I'm like, aren't we allowed to say what... Like, you were the guys that were saying we're allowed to say whatever we want. And then all of a sudden, when people start saying shit that you don't like...
Now you want to get it banned or put it in timeout or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah, that's why, like, I can't stand both parties, but the right really recently has been starting to get, like, I'm like, fucking, like, y'all are a bunch of pussies, and you acted like these tough guys for so long, and now you're a fucking bunch of pussies that are, like, you're acting like pussies. So, I don't know.
And it's it's a weird kind of dynamic of, like, it has to be this, like, left and right thing. Like, dude, we all have similar ideas in a middle ground somewhere. So we got to talk about it
We
more.
all have similar ideas, and we all have, like, you know what is crazy, too, is, like, the people that are spouting the left and right shit where it has to be divided like that, the people that think like, oh, the left is the enemy, all the people that I've talked to that think like that all think the same, and all the people on the left that think like the right is the enemy, they all think the same. And then everyone else I talk to, like you, like literally anybody else I talk to is like, well, they both have their problem, like we can talk about. I wouldn't call everyone centrist. Like I said, I don't think I'm a centrist politically, but I can talk to someone that's a centrist, and I can talk to someone that's more leaning right. I can talk to someone that's more leaning left. But
And
the
still
people,
not hate them at the end of the day.
Yeah, but the people that like go out with the fucking like ultra Trump T-shirt and the fucking let's go Brandon bullshit.
Right, 5.
They're all the same person, and it's so weird. It's like you claim fucking freedom of speech and you want the freedom to talk, and then you're not fucking saying free shit. Like, you're just spouting the same shit everyone else is.
Yeah, right.
Be a human being, dude. Like, oh, dude, it's so irritating.
Yeah.
I think I'm irritated because my parents are kind of like that. But like,
They're just like, oh, I saw this post,
Yeah,
and
dude.
they start referencing
they
and
just say
stuff.
the same shit that everyone else is saying. It's so irritating.
I mean, I don't know. Do you think if Elon Musk does end up finalizing this Twitter deal, it's going to be hectic? It's going to be a little bit better? I honestly feel if it was, anybody can say whatever they want.
That's not a good thing.
You don't think so?
I don't think you really want that. I think like to
I think
an
we need to
extent.
see it. I think we need to see
we
it.
do need it, but you saw it with 4chan, and that literally started an insurrection. Like it's like, and I'm not even trying to put blame on anybody. If you watch the fucking, like I watched that documentary, and it's pretty crystal clear that that's where it fucking came from. Or like, yeah, I don't think everybody needs to have a voice. I think most people shouldn't, honestly. You know what I mean? Like, I think I'm lucky that I get to have a voice, but I don't think everyone should be able to post whatever they want, because I think there's like a surprisingly large amount of like people that you don't want to be seeing shit, and not even because you politically disagree with them. I think like, let's say they fucking just open the gates and everyone can get on, you're gonna see a lot of shit on there that you didn't think you would even see in your lifetime. you're gonna see dead bodies. You know what I mean? You're gonna see fucking
Yeah.
pedophilia, sex trafficking. You're gonna see all that shit.
Murder.
And that's when you start to realize, like, oh, maybe everyone doesn't need to be fucking
Posting whatever they want.
whatever they want. But to an extent, I hope that, like, I think the whole, like, Donald Trump getting banned, that's kind of ridiculous. Like,
Yeah.
who's that really helping?
Yeah, I made a joke where it's just like Donald Trump and Alex Jones get banned, but you still let OJ and the Taliban have a Twitter.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Where's
it's
this
like
at?
it's obvious. It's like so obvious that it's a agenda that, like, it's like I don't necessarily give a fuck about what Alex Jones posts or Donald Trump or whatever, but like.
But we find it for the
fucking,
humor
like,
and stuff.
yeah,
That's
like,
what
I
we
can
do
make
it
jokes.
for.
Yeah, it sucks that I can't fucking comment on how dumb fucking
That post is,
Trump,
or how dumb his suggestion was, or something.
Yeah. And then now, you know what happens too is it bites him in the ass, because now the only people you're seeing are these, like, leftists, and then because that's all you're seeing, or the liberal, the woke shit, because that's all you're seeing, you don't have anything to compare it to anymore. So now you start to realize how fucking stupid that is.
Oh, okay.
You know, it really, like, it comes around, like, because that's what happened to me. I like fell into the, like, woke shit for a minute there, because everyone was like, this guy's bad, and in my head I was like, oh, I guess those guys are bad. But then all that shit goes away, and now all I see is the woke shit. And then I hear someone go, like, there's this meme on TikTok now where some guy goes, like, be careful, because the songs you sing out loud can manifest themselves. And it's like, that's so fucking like, and then he just gets clowned, you know what I mean, because of it. And it's like, that's what happens. Like,
that's kind of true too, because Dulcie always tells me this all the time too. She's like, you really need to stop saying this is horrible, or like you're having a bad time. Like, I hate everything.
Yeah.
I like to say that a lot, where I'm just like, oh my god, I hate everything.
yeah.
But then, like, if it was really manifesting what I felt and how shit was going, then I'm pretty sure it would be like
I'd be in a worse spot.
way worse,
Yeah.
dude. Way worse. Especially as much as I've said it before and stuff. Like, and that's just probably the ill-mindedness that I don't have that intention. When I say, I hate everything,
Yeah.
I'm not like, I hate everything. Like, it's not with real negative energy. It's just like, this like,
you're just like, because that's like listen, if words truly manifested themselves,
everyone would
fucking-
have a fucking vision board every day.
Yeah, and I'd be fucked. Like, I'm literally considered in Albuquerque the dark comic. If words manifested themselves, a lot of shit would be happening that no one would want to be happening because of what I've said, like just on stage, or, the things I think. But not even that, but like just anything. Like, everyone can post whatever they want, and everyone can have an opinion. And it's like, and then like everyone's opinion has to be valid, which is the fucking most stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Like, fucking, like,
Where's the agreement?
Whatever, but like also, like, just because you believe something does not mean that is true, at all. Like, and now we have to fucking say everyone's fucking beliefs are not religious. I'm not saying
Are you
that.
watching?
Hey,
can you cut that? Can you
only the
repeat that?
Christians are bad. Okay.
and that's the thing too. That's like another thing too, is like, if somebody puts so much of their belief in front of everyone else, then people either start following it or they go against it.
Or they start clowning on it.
Yeah, they don't find that middle ground. And that's the kind of thing I feel like we need, is more of like, I don't agree with that. You're fine. But I do understand why you think that way. And let's talk about it. Or let's try to find another middle ground to what's going on. But I mean,
I also think not enough people are like having conversations with like people. I think the one positive thing doing comedy is that I get to talk to people that I disagree with constant, like literally all the time.
Yeah.
I'm hanging out with people that I don't like. Cameron, like, I've done shows with the guy. I fucking disagree with him 90% of the time on what he believes, but I still like talk to him and like interact with him.
Nice guy.
Yeah, he's not a hater. I mean, he's not.
No, but when he gets on Facebook, all you see is his most extreme thoughts. And that's what I was saying, is like, the internet is only showing people, like, they're only allowed to say so much. Even if they write the longest post in the world, first of all, no one's going to read that shit.
Yeah.
But, you still only have that post. Once you post it, that's the entirety. And then now I can assume anything about what you fucking meant by that. while like since we're doing a podcast, I can explain my, like if I say something and you're like that's crazy, I can be like this is why.
Yeah.
And then you can either at that point disagree or agree.
Yeah.
But on Facebook, it's just like you just have the immediate reaction, you know.
And I've always felt that was kind of true of any kind of text. Like even there's been so many times where like I send a joke through a text and they honestly felt like it was offensive.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that was a joke, dude. And it's all, there's like the nuance.
Because the timing is important.
Yeah.
The spacing of the joke
right?
is important.
How you influx your voice and stuff.
Yeah. Sending jokes over text is real risque. Yeah.
That's kind of, well, I get it though, because you can't read people's emotions through a text. Like it's all, thumbs up emoji, right? Chuck's joke about that.
Exactly. Yeah. And like, I mean, that's really important. Like for me, like the way I write jokes, the way I deliver my jokes is like mad important. So I'll send jokes to people and they're like, that's the craziest shit I've ever heard. And then I'll go on stage and say it and they're like, oh, like I get it.
Yeah, see? That makes
like,
so much sense.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, all that fucking.
That's what I love about like more established comedians, like you saw with like Robert Eister. Remember when the Kobe thing happened?
Yeah.
Dude, he got threatened.
Yeah, dude.
That is another extremeness of that level. Like now, if you do a Kobe joke, it's fine. Like you won't get away with it as much. Like
it's still like sensitive for some people or whatever.
But still, to the point when it first happened, like Ari Shaffir when he did that joke, like there were so many things that people were so offended by him, and they're just like, dude, it's a fucking joke.
Yeah. The fucking. Yeah, you can't type jokes, man. You can't fucking. Today I literally almost posted. I actually wrote it down. Let me find it.
All right.
It was fucking. I was just at work and this dude. I was just so tired at work today, and I work with this guy that has like no. I think he's autistic, but he hasn't been diagnosed, and it's
so we don't know
self-diagnosis. But he kept talking, dude, and I was helping a customer. And so when when the customer's in the store, you're not supposed to cuss, you're not supposed to do anything. And this dude kept saying belly, like unironically. Like he says, like my belly hurts, but like totally unironically. So I think I said, I said, how am I supposed to stay sober when I work with a guy who says belly, or when I work with a guy who says bellyache unironically? And then I think it evolved in my head. It evolved into like anybody that refers to their stomach as a belly should get tackled by a linebacker.
Should get punched once.
Yeah.
In their belly.
Yeah. But he kept saying it, and I was like, "There's no way this dude." At first you say it once, and it's like maybe he's fucking, joshing or whatever. But he kept saying belly, dude. And I was real tired, but for some reason, dude, I was like, this motherfucker, like fucking, you've never been like fought before, or you've never your dad did not hit you apparently.
Yeah. And that's so crazy to think about too, is like, I mean, see, that's where people come up to like, oh, it just depends on the upbringing of your childhood and stuff like that. But sometimes some of that stuff isn't bad, like losing at sports, dude.
Yeah.
Grow a pair and just go again. That's the main purpose of that, not fucking everyone gets a participation trophy. Everyone wins. Dude. Like that blows me away. If everyone were to win, I mean, I would have fucking been way farther in life than I am now.
And also like all that's happening with the participation trophy, I always hated people's takes on it because they're always like, well, if everybody wins, whatever. But like the truth is it's not everybody wins. What's happening is you're being told you won. The truth is only one person won, and they reap the benefits of being a winner. You were told you won, and then you become complacent with being a piece of shit. Like you become complacent with like being a loser. You know what I mean? So not everyone's receiving the rewards of winning. Like the best guy, like if you're playing basketball, for instance, and your team wins, and we give the other team, participation trophies or whatever, the winner, the best guy on the winning team is the only guy that's going to get drafted. They're not going to draft the other guys.
The participation.
So now you're getting told you fucking, like they won, but like you're still special. Then in your head you go like, oh well, it's not important to achieve anything. you know? And I think that's one thing everyone kind of misses when they talk about it, because they're like saying that everybody wins, but really no one, you're not, like, if you think about the definition, you're not winning. You're still a loser because you're not reaping the benefits of being the best, which is important because sometimes you need to be the best.
Yeah.
You know, like in comedy, I think about that all the time. Like I fucking love everybody, but it's in my head, it's a competition.
Yeah.
Like I'm trying to be better than everybody.
Yeah.
You know,
And you see it.
That doesn't mean I have to be a piece of shit,
but you do see it when you get like those shows that get brought up, or like, you know, you get put on more shows. It's because you're doing what you need to do to win that spot.
You're better.
Yeah.
Yeah, you deserve. That's why, like Chuck, I saw he got on Cloud Top. Like Chuck's getting all these
going to different states and
because
stuff.
he's fucking better than me.
Yeah.
And so when I looked at that, I don't say like, oh, that's unfair. You know, why am I not getting it? No, it's like, I know, I've seen Chuck. I know what Chuck does. Chuck deserves what he's getting. And he just is better. I need to be better. I need to be his level or more. You know, and when people are okay, like when I hear someone bomb and they get off and they're like fucking enjoying their life, I'm like, you should want to kill yourself right now, and you don't. That blows my mind.
Where's the betterness?
Yeah, like you're not bettering yourself at all. If you get off stage, like literally, I'll fucking bomb. I'll fucking kill. Get off stage, and I'll, in my head, I know I missed a punchline or I didn't time something right. I fucking hate myself for that little bit of it, and people will be like, oh, you had a great... In my head, I'm like, no, like, that wasn't the best I could be. And I'll see people, dude, get off stage. You know who I'm talking about.
Dude.
But I'll see people get off stage and, like, fucking just be giddy and happy. And I'm like, how do you, like... And they bombed their balls off, and they'll be like, fucking just enjoying their life. I'm like, you should go home, dude. Like...
You also shouldn't have signed up.
Yeah, that, but also, like, yeah, if I did as bad as you did... I wouldn't be hanging out. I'd go home. Like, you wouldn't see me anymore. I'd fucking...
That's it.
Yeah, like, I'd fucking be at home writing and trying to make it better, but nah. But
I don't know. It's some crazy shit. Well, we were talking a little bit about, what's up? What?
Do you want to do random YouTube comments?
No, we're okay right now. We're having a good conversation.
Yeah.
Random YouTube comments comes up when I don't have anything to talk about with the other person. And he was the first one that I did it with, too. I think you're the first one that I introduced that new segment on random YouTube comments.
Yeah,
but so recently, I've come to find out that there was this guy accusing Mark Norman of stealing jokes. Have you seen this?
No.
So there's this one guy who's online posting stuff that Mark Norman stole one of his jokes. And he like posts his video of the joke, and he posts Mark Norman's video of the joke, and he's like putting counters like, oh, this is the one that sounds like it, this is the one that sounds like it. So not getting to hear one side, not getting to hear both sides, I instinctively thought, holy shit, Mark Norman, what are you doing? Like, you're my idol.
Yeah.
What are you doing stealing jokes? But I went to, my friend showed me this Reddit forum of stand-up comedy, and Mark Norman posted a response on there. He didn't post it anywhere else. He's not trying to post it on Instagram, Twitter, whatever.
Because really, what does it matter?
At this point, the way he explained it, he's like, we all do that sometimes. Sometimes we all have...
You know what? Talking about Mark Norman, I had a fucking joke that was almost, not word for word, but like premise, like setup, premise, and punchline, the exact same joke as Mark Norman's joke. But it was a joke like he had easily written probably before I had written it. And I came up with it entirely on my own. But I saw Mark Norman put it out on a special, and I was like, fucking, I guess that's not my joke anyway. He made money off the joke. If I'm a comedian, I'll just write a fucking new joke.
Yeah, that's
why do you need a joke so bad? You know?
Yeah, just because that's what I don't get either, because David Spade put out a special that has one of Mark Norman's jokes on it, and he's just like, oh, well, looks like that's my life.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
I mean, it's exactly the same wording, so it's like...
Yeah, compared to like the other dude, where the other dude is like, it's got the same premise and a couple of the same punchlines.
Yeah.
But it wasn't the same. Like, you tell Mark Norman talks about it, and he's like...
It's like parallel thinking.
Yeah, exactly.
And the thing with Mark Norman, it's easy to, like, if you're writing jokes, it's easy to come up with something that's similar with his jokes, because his jokes are so fucking concise. So, like, I'm not surprised someone came up with a joke that's like the exact same wording, because Mark Norman, the way he thinks and the way he writes his jokes, are like, he writes jokes. He's not writing, like, if your story was the same or you had like some weird antidote, Like if, for instance, I saw someone in El Paso doing the abortion bit that I do, I'm like, there's no way you came up with all it, like, and they did everything, all the points of it. I'd be like, there's no way you came up with that without hearing my shit because of how extensive and long it is. But with Mark Norman, it's fucking, some of his jokes are 5 words long.
Yeah.
So of course you might come up with the same joke as that, but
statistically with word economy, you're just like,
yeah,
what if you have the same idea, same like premise and punchline, and you do it within a short amount of words, there's gonna be, even the words we're talking right now, somebody else has probably fucking said this.
Yeah, for sure.
So that there is some kind of like, oh well, it's parallel thinking. Like,
yeah.
Like even this podcast, it's just fucking trying to copy Joe Rogan, and I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
a lot of the comments, a lot of the things that I've said already, I'm pretty sure he said of as well too.
For sure. And like all the things we think, like, I mean, realistically, like fucking anybody in the Texas school district that I went to, we all learned the same shit, which means we learned, like, all the education came in the same spot. Anybody that's read the same books or watched the same podcasts or watched the same documentaries as me might have the same. But once I started getting into it, it was hard for me to find, like, I watched Hunter x Hunter first.
Okay.
And then I watched, right after that I started, oh fuck, what was it? Oh, I think it was like Demon Slayer or something, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it's the same, like, you know, they have a problem, they go fix their problem, they
Loses
go to training,
his dad.
yeah, and then they fix the problem, like, and I was like, oh, it's kind of all the same. I watched fucking Food Wars, have you ever seen that?
Yeah, okay.
That's pretty much hentai, but
there you go.
but same fucking concept, they,
Yeah.
you know, it's good.
Do you,
Food Wars
do
is
you hear
great.
that?
Yeah, I think it's this
There you
fucking,
go. There you go. Right there.
I keep like hitting it and
No,
it.
it's okay. I have that problem with, like, a lot of this equipment looks newer, but I've had it for like 3 years already.
Yeah.
That's what's so crazy about, like,
Yeah.
building a podcast where you're just like, oh yeah, this dope ass equipment, but it's like, god damn it, these mics are like 4 years old already. They're like super old. These are like one of the first mics that I started using for this podcast.
Yeah.
But speaking about comedy, you've been producing a show as well. You've been doing the Sunday service.
Yeah, the Sunday service. July 17th.
I actually got to go pee right away, but you go ahead and promote
Okay.
that and let people know who's going to be on that bad boy.
Yeah. So July 17th, I have that camera. I have a podcast. Oh, this camera. Okay. You pointed at that one, I thought. Anyways, July 17th, I have a show that I'm doing. It's called the Sunday Service because it's on Sunday. And this one is going to have Zach Abeda is headlining. He's great. He's amazing. Probably one of the best in Albuquerque right now. And then I have Trip Still Nicky is featuring for him. And then I have Sam Alvarado and Jake Otero opening. Yeah, thank you. It took me a minute. Anyways, it's pay at the door, $10. Come through. It'll be fun. First of all, they're all fucking killers. I only book killers.
Sorry, that was Jake's
Yeah.
Sunday service poster for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Check it out. It's dope. It's fucking. Like I said, I only book killers. And it's a pretty dope vibe. It's at the Lizard Tail in the industrial district.
Nice.
Yeah.
I didn't hear anything you
That's
said,
cool.
but nice. Hell
Where
yeah.
is that? Where is the industrial district?
The industrial district.
Is that Central?
Fucking Google it. How about that?
Okay.
It's not the one that's in Nob Hill.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not the one in Nob Hill or the Heights.
Yeah, it's
in
the other one.
Is
Industrial
it the one
district.
right next to 25?
It's exactly. It's off of. I think the street name is.
I thought it was like Aztec or something.
No.
around that area.
It's Columbia.
Oh, okay.
Is the street name.
Nice.
Yeah. It's cool. It's got like there's like a stage and everything, so it's pretty nice.
Have you been? This is your third one?
Second one.
Second one? Besides doing the open mic, right? Because I remember you started with
Yeah.
the open mic.
Yeah. I just moved it to like a monthly show because the
Yeah.
open mic like it was like at Sunday. It was on Sunday at like kind of early, so no one was really showing up. I was like, let's just do a fucking show
Makes
and
sense.
have people come out, and then I can,
Promote it.
make comics money. Is
Yeah.
really what the idea.
And that's crazy to think about too. Is just like we're just trying to get paid for doing our jokes.
Yeah,
Which
dude.
like a lot of places they're just like, oh, you can put on a show, but you just
We're
have
not
to
gonna
put on.
pay you.
we
Yeah,
just
that's
have to
why I
put on
do
a
it the
show.
ticket thing because I'm like $10. That's not that crazy, and then like I can fucking pay all the comics. The bar's not paying me, so
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a fun show though.
What have
I
you
really
found
enjoy it.
that is like what have you found from the positive and the negatives of doing your show now? Like I know there's probably like some things where you're just like the time spans, obviously, where you're not doing a weekly thing, so not everyone's coming to
that's,
that.
I guess that's one thing. One thing is like because I'm producing it and hosting it, I'm not doing my material. So I'm really relying on the people I book to be good.
Okay.
And so that's one thing. I you don't really like, although I'm producing it, I don't have any control really, because it's if the first comic comes up and fucking says the N-word, they're gonna be like, are you fucking
I got this.
And then now it just fucks everyone after him, and I'm not doing a set, so I can go up and host and try to fucking pull people back, but that's one thing. And then it's just like a lot of work. Like, you have to, be there on time, make sure everyone pays when they're coming in. You have to like, text people if people are showing up late. You have to hit them up. You have to like make sure everyone's there. You have to do the lineup. You have to make sure the timing's right. You have to deal with the bar. There's all these like little things that you don't even think about until you start doing it, and then you're like, oh shit, I gotta remember this. Fucking even like, you got to make sure the mic sounds good. It's all this like little shit that kind of like makes it more of like a job, which fucking at that point it is a job.
That's what we're trying to achieve, right?
Yeah. And it's just things like you didn't like when I started. I never thought I'd fucking be doing that shit, but now I am. So, but it's fun. Like I fucking after you're done with the show, there like the sense of accomplishment is like so dope. Like it feels so good. Especially like my last show went pretty good. Like there wasn't a ton of people there, but it was enough. And like I got to pay all the comics, which feels amazing. Like I didn't make any money. But I paid the headliner and everyone else. Like all the comics got money when they left, even though it wasn't a lot. It was fucking money.
Yeah.
And that feels like so good to like be able to provide the comics that I like fucking payment and like
a stage.
give them a stage. I get to give them time to perform what they love doing, and then they get a reward after, which is getting paid, which is what we're all fucking striving for.
That's so true.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about it too, because like now we have this comedy club that just opened up, and that is like we're trying to make that a good staple of where we can do our jokes but still have enough people that are there for the comedy.
Yeah,
that's one thing that when you're doing the Sunday service, have you had stragglers just come in because they're going to Lizard Tail?
No, I'm pretty good about like once the show starts, if you didn't buy a ticket, get the fuck out, because I want everyone to and that's another thing. One of the positives of charging for a show is that everyone paid, which means they have a vested interest in paying attention to the show.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like when you pay for a movie. You want to, sometimes when you watch a movie at home and it's free, you're not really paying attention. When you go to the movie theater and you pay, you're fucking watching the movie. And that's what's good about comedy is if they pay even $10, which is like kind of not that, it's not a lot, fucking everyone there that paid $10 is watching the show that they paid for,
Okay.
which is very nice. That's why like fucking the comedy club is so dope. And that has the added thing of like there's no TVs, there's no fucking football, there's no.
You're right. They can't like walk away and go order.
The only thing that's happening is
The
fucking
comedy, yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, Dulce?
Shout out Odin.
Odin, what's up? Welcome back, buddy. Dude, I've been slacking on the podcast, but thank you for coming. That's one of our.
Subscribed at tier 1 for 2 months.
You're the best, Odin.
Are we on
Thanks
Twitch right now?
Yeah, we're everywhere right now.
Wicked.
So you want to promote anything you have going on? Like he just started a Twitch. I don't know if he's gonna use it.
I'm not streaming.
But he started it.
I'm on Twitch.
Also, do you have a YouTube? Mulkey comedy something.
Yeah, pretty much Mulkey comedy. Anything if I'm on it, it's Mulkey comedy.
Mulkey comedy.
Yeah.
Any social media sites and stuff.
Yeah, TikTok and Instagram specifically. That's what I'm really on. I do have a YouTube. I think it's just Caleb Mulkey. I think I have like one video up on there. It's like a 5-minute set, but that's about it. I need to start really posting shit.
Yeah, that's the crazy thing about that too. Is like even just like I posted I think it was not even a 20-second joke, and it's got like 2K like of views right away
On TikTok?
on Instagram.
Oh shit.
And that's like one of those things where you're just like, I just need to do this more, because
Yeah.
the more you post it, the more they're just like, oh, okay, this guy.
Because it's really
does
not
stuff.
about if it happens. It's like when, like you might post 20 and the fucking 18th one is the one that popped off.
That's so true too. It's
Yeah.
crazy how that works.
Because it's like, yeah, I guess that is. And yeah, dude, fucking, the more you shoot, the more baskets you'll make, I guess.
And then I've seen so many things though where it's just like they give you like this like tutorial of like when to post and how to post, because like the algorithm hits at a different time. Then like you shouldn't be posting shit at 12 o'clock at night.
Yeah, that's why I'll always post like I try to tell people like I like make a post, like let's say for my show I like posted it in the group chat, but I was like, fucking don't post it until tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Because I was like, it's fucking, it's 9 p.m.
Yeah.
And
only your friends and family are gonna.
Yeah, and I was like, all the comics are at shows right now, whatever. I was like, post in the morning, because in the morning everyone's on their phone on the way to work or at work or
seeing what the day has to bring and stuff like that.
That is important, I think, but the algorithms now, like I used to be really into the whole algorithm thing for Instagram, and now it's like there's no real science to it. Like people claim things, but realistically there isn't anymore. Like it's literally just engagement and like you pop off on accident, really is what happens.
And consistency,
yeah.
That's a big part of it too, because there's another thing that kind of pissed me off too. Like I recently have switched over to the iPhone now, and so every time I've ever posted on my Android phone, 180 30 views, but once I started posting with my fucking iPhone, that's when I started hitting the 1Ks.
Really?
And I'm just like, are you serious?
These bastards.
Are you putting the phone algorithm as well? Like if your phone company, like if iPhones are way more popular than any Samsung or any other Android models, then why don't you have two phones then? Like for shit like that.
For sure. I don't know. Do you have Snapchat?
Yeah.
Okay, so have you noticed on your Android Snapchat, if you take a picture in the app, Snapchat, you take a picture in the Snapchat app, it was always shitty. No matter if you had the nicest Android, it was shitty. Then you go over to iPhone and you take a picture in the Snapchat app, it was fucking great. And it's because Apple bought the rights to the software that Snapchat uses to edit the pictures immediately. And so Snapchats from iPhones always looks better. And then it turns out that they did that with Instagram, they did that with Twitter. So if you ever take pictures in the app on an Android, it was always shittier because they didn't own the rights to the like software or whatever. And iPhone did. And so that's why like when people were like, the iPhone pictures are better, it's because they were better, because fucking they
got uploaded better.
It got uploaded better, yeah, because they own the software. Like your lens on your camera is like 10%. Everything else is software fixing shit.
Yeah.
And when iPhone fucking buys all the software, of course all the iPhone pictures are gonna look nicer.
Because that's what I hate about it too, is because like I'll go to a concert and like I've gotten footage with my Samsung and it looks amazing. I'm like, this is so badass, and then I again post it on something and it's
And
just
it
like
just looks like trash.
yeah, like what is this, a fucking 4080 fucking shitty ass fucking
And then
rendering?
you do it on your iPhone, you post it, and you're like, this is crystal clear.
I don't
like,
get that's so
it's
shitty.
just fucking like whether we like it or not. Fucking Apple owns owns the world right now.
How do you feel about
Sucks.
that though? Is that like we have like these different companies now that just like can take control of the product that they're selling, like it's kind of like the PlayStation and Xbox thing.
Yeah.
Like, you know, PlayStation is a little bit better and has a little bit better graphics and stuff, but everyone has a fucking Microsoft. And those are the ones that get the most, like, you get more out of, like, streaming live on your Xbox than you would on a PlayStation. Because Microsoft is just, like, a foundation of computers. Yeah. They're built for those things.
I think that's why when I say, like, when I just say, like, I think I'm a leftist, it's
Can't hear
that
you.
shit.
Can't hear anything you just told me.
The Samsung chip in my MacBook, that was
Oh yeah.
insane.
So when she broke her when she dropped it, it just had the black screen of death, right?
Yeah.
So we opened it and it just said to like unconnect one adapter and then connect it back in. But the only thing that everyone was talking about was that there was a Samsung chip.
Yeah, they buy all their shit's not. Apple doesn't make hardware.
And not as much. Like I remember we first were
I
talking.
think they have the A1 chip. That's
M1.
like the one thing that they have.
Yeah.
But like all the like your speakers are probably
The
Bose
screen, everything.
The screen, fucking iPhones. Samsung made the touchscreen.
Yeah.
The first iPhones had Samsung screens on them.
Yeah.
Like, it's all like this weird. All iPhone did was brand very heavily, like, so like, although it was a Samsung screen, iPhone bought the rights to the screen that was being made. So the iPhone screen you have, only iPhone uses that screen, but iPhone doesn't make that screen.
Yeah.
Someone else makes the screen. Same with the board, the fucking everything in the phone. Yeah, they only manufacture like 10% of probably the whole thing.
That makes sense, especially where they come from and stuff. It's like it's a Samsung probably facility in China or whatever, but they have like these two sections where it's just like, okay, Samsung or Samsung phones are going this way, Apple phones are going this way, but they're still produced in like the same factory or something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because China doesn't have like, this is the America department, you know, or this is the iPhone. It's like we just make shit and
so
like
true.
send it out. But yeah, dude.
So
that's why I say I'm a leftist. I think I'm an anti-capitalist, not because of like mom and pop shops. I think those are great. It's because like of fucking, and I think everyone kind of is in a little bit like we all know like Coca-Cola's corrupt as fuck.
Yeah.
We all know like, you know, gun companies are paying the government to push different, you know, gun restriction law or stop gun restriction laws because they can sell more guns. And that's, you know, more controversial thing, but like even on the most minute scale, like your fucking like the latches that go on your door are made by a company, and like let's say that company that makes those latches that is the biggest latch company in the world, we find out that those latches are not safe, they'll fucking just pay a lawmaker to make sure that no one's allowed to say that those aren't safe.
Yeah.
It's been happening forever. So it's like one of those things, and like I said, fucking, you know, or not like I said, but as everyone knows, like you can believe in whatever type of, you know, governmental structure you want, socialism, communism, capitalism. What it really comes down to is who the fuck's running it and how are they running it. So capitalism is corrupt in America. Communism is corrupt in China. Communism isn't a bad idea. It's just that the people that took power in China used communism, the idea, to fucking sell it to people. And that's what they do in America with capitalism, is they're selling you capitalism. So it sounds great. Capitalism by itself, great.
Sounds like the American dream.
Yeah, but the people running the shit are the people that are taking advantage. And
So
that's
Caleb,
why it fucks up and we have...
Could you find a person, a human, right? Because that's what all of this boils down to, is people being in control. Could you find a human that you would trust to do that for you?
Oh, absolutely not.
That's
I think we're fucked.
Yeah. You can't find someone
no matter
who
what,
wouldn't take advantage of
Yeah, I definitely believe that. I think like Bernie Sanders, you know, pushing socialism. I tend to agree more with that structure. But like Bernie Sanders owns fucking 4 houses or whatever. We don't know if let's say for some reason he wins and socialism starts to bleed into our actual economy, and that's how we start to run things as a socialist economy. I don't know Bernie Sanders personally, so I have no legitimate. I have no idea if that dude, once he gets power, is gonna run socialism like he said he was. For all I know, that dude might fucking go Maoist with it, or a Mao with it, and fucking we're China all of a sudden, or we're fucking Russia all of it. You know what I mean? Like, so that's why, like, I get the fear of socialism, but the people that are, it's just another thing of, like, the people that are, like, you know, oh, socialism's shitty. It's, socialism isn't shitty, and they know that, but they aren't willing to accept it in their brain because they've been told for so long, and it's just the truth. Like, America has just been riddled with propaganda, like any other country, for capitalism, that socialism is a bad structure. That, in their mind, they're like, it's a horrible structure, but they are like, but capitalism, is the right way. But like, fucking take a look around. Like, can we be honest? Like, genuinely honest? Capitalism is not working. It's just not. But that doesn't mean socialism is the fucking answer.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean communism, it doesn't mean whatever. There may be no answer, For fucking centuries, societies have come up and collapsed.
Yeah, and probably just
forever.
Only adopted certain things from that kind of socialist government and stuff like that. I've always thought that way too, is like, if we just thought about it more, you probably can take little things from all of these different governments and just put it as one, so that it's not like, oh, this is just a capitalist country, this is just a socialist country. No, it's a mix of all of that together, and that's probably what makes it a little bit better, because you don't have these labels and names of what we're doing. Because we have socialist ideas here, but we just don't.
No one wants to call it that. Yeah. Like, like the firehouse, like the firefighters, that's a socialist. Like, no one's paying, the taxes are paying for that. You know what I mean? Medicare. I think Medicare. Social Security. I think everyone kind of, like, even though, because everyone has been so, fucking indoctrinated that, like, education you should pay for your fucking education. I think everyone innately understands that we probably should let education be free, because the only downside of education being free is that everyone is smarter. Like, literally, like the only upside of paying for education is that rich people are the only people that know stuff, and poor people don't know anything, and that's how you get a bunch of dumb fuck poor people.
Wait.
And that's how you can control,
But as we like to pay for comedy, the art form you guys do, what about the professors that are teaching? Because then you get a mix of professors that don't have any capacity to teach what they're teaching, you know what I'm saying? But that's the only person they can get in that field to get paid a government wage, you know what I'm saying? Okay,
but you're talking about a government wage that government workers right now get paid. Let's say, hear me out, we sent fucking billions of dollars to Ukraine. Let's say that we sent that billions of, you can still, the fact that that argument's so mute, because we spend so much money on our military. If we just reallocated the funds, you can pay professors a lot of money with government funds,
with more of an incentive to want to teach and stuff.
Because but the thing is that fucking war makes us money, and
exactly.
Being educated doesn't.
Exactly.
And that fucking, like, is that not crazy? Like, is that not
that's
insane?
Absolutely corrupt.
Yeah.
But these businesses
are
profiting.
And you're right. It is the way it is. Like, it just is.
It is.
And that's why, like, maybe, if we're paying professors government wages, because if we're paying professors like we pay teachers right now, but don't we all agree teachers should get paid more? Like, that's not,
Especially from the... Yeah, because it's the development of our youth, especially.
Yeah.
And you wonder why people are just like, I don't even care about the school I go to. I don't care about the people that I hang out with at my school, because...
Dude, my brother dropped out as a freshman.
See,
my brother works at Zoomies right now.
And that's
he dropped because fucking... And my mom was literally like, you're not learning. And like, he was a freshman in high school, and I saw this motherfucker. We were in Barnes & Nobles. I saw this guy trying to read book titles, and he would read the first 3 letters and then just guess the rest of the word. And I was like, oh, fucking America failed you, man. We're so fucked. Like, luckily I I was interested in learning. He had no real interest. No one had ever given him that. So, and I don't blame him. Like,
and I have that same aspect with myself. Is just like I felt like I was so stupid in school. Like growing up all the way through high school, I was like, God, I don't know shit. It wasn't until after I left when I got more of the incentive to want to be smarter and learn more.
Yeah.
That's what made me be like, oh, dude, you can't even fucking read this book because you're so stupid, dude. You didn't spend your time to really want to learn it. And now everyone feels that ramification when they're older. And then it turns into like whatever, a drug problem, alcoholism, hating the government. Like you have these things where it's just like you could have worked on it yourself.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of technology and YouTube.
And I think like luckily for I think a lot of the comics, especially ones I respect that I hang out with and talk to, there's that moment in your life where you decide like, am I just gonna listen to what everyone has to say and just go with it? Or am I going to try to come up with my own ideas? Like you're still listening.
Yeah.
But you're actually like thinking independently. And I think that's what I love about comics and talking to comics so much is because if you're not thinking independently, you're not coming up with original shit. And if you're not coming up with original shit, you're probably not that funny.
Okay.
It just is what it is. If you're just saying the same shit everyone else is saying, like, those guys like fucking aren't that funny. But when you're coming up with original ideas and you're taking things and like the whole thing about like, a punchline is a left turn.
Yeah.
You have to be able to think independently to make a left turn. Yeah. Otherwise, you're going to make the obvious joke.
Every turn, the right turn that everyone does.
Yeah, exactly.
That makes so much sense. It's a good way to think about it. I don't know. I've always tried to have that kind of same mindset too. Is like, what could be the most extreme thing you say in that joke? Even if it's like you can be like, my joke is about liquor, but then you can turn it into like beer bong or like fucking doing shots out of someone's ass or something. That turns it left right away.
Yeah, you can say, you can fucking say something that they don't expect you to say. You can go in a way that, like, and the thing is like sometimes you might take that left turn and you just said something absurd and it's not funny. But
you did it.
If you do it right,
if
you do a right turn, but if you do it right, if you take that left turn the right way, you might say something that's fucking, insane. Like you might have the fucking best, joke ever. Like, and I think that's what you see. Like in some comics, like they're just saying shit that they saw on the internet, and then there's the good comics who write jokes and fucking take that left turn and don't say the shit you think they're gonna say. Because I can. Literally, when I watch comedy, I'm fucking always trying to guess the punchline, and what I realize is the good comics are the ones I can't guess the punchline. The bad comics I'll literally think of the punchline and they'll say it, and I'm like, oh, you motherfucker.
Makes sense, yeah.
I'm not interested. Like, why?
I'm thinking the same way. And that's not what you're trying to
I wanted
achieve.
to hear something new. Like, I wanted to hear a fucking new take or new, even if it's a take, it doesn't have to be a take. I want you to say something absurd that's funny, relates or whatever, but like, I don't know. It's just that's fucking who gives a fuck about what I'm talking about.
At this point, we're trying to give out our ideas way too intensely. Can we just talk about sex robots and how they're just gonna take over the world? Like people were like, oh, sex robots, it's not gonna be a thing. It's gonna be a thing.
It's gonna be a thing.
And it's gonna be a thing where it's like, are you gonna like give your whole life away to this robot? Like, I don't know.
Some people already are. Have you seen those guys?
Yeah.
But I think enough people have seen those guys that they're like, that's probably not the best path.
But people have done that throughout the ages with everything. Like people getting obsessed with blow up dolls and stuff. That's like, wait, what? Like, where is this coming from? Like, I cannot see myself wanting to just like start a relationship with a blow up doll. I can see myself like, I need pleasure for a minute or two. I just need to fuck this thing. Not like, this is my new girlfriend and I take her out everywhere in this fucking town. Like that blows me away.
I guess I think like if there's one argument that sex dolls won't be like a thing, is that like there's definitely a difference between like fucking a human being, because you're seeing like it's a comedy, you're seeing a reaction. We always go back. You're seeing a reaction immediately to what you're doing. Well, with the sex robot, like you're not, unless it's like the dopest robot ever, you're not seeing any facial expressions. You're not seeing any like immediate gratification. Yeah, you're just fucking. Which is pretty much masturbating.
Yeah, at this point.
At that point. You're just masturbating with something that looks like the thing you want to be fucking.
You think it'd be easier if we have robots for war?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just so much.
I don't
simpler.
even think like they say like nowadays like. I think I don't know who I heard say this, but it's like in like pretty soon like there aren't going to be any real wars like no like where like it's guys on the ground with guns. It's just going to be like
drones and shit like that.
Drones, but it's also a lot of it's just going to be like Russia hacking America's Twitter and pushing ideas and making America move in a direction that benefits Russia. It's like it's going to be like Cold War constantly. Like it's just going to be like trying to
get your
push
enemies,
ideas constantly back and forth because that's where a lot of the influence like there's like a lot of evidence that the far right is influenced by like Russian
bots and shit like that.
and shit. Like there's not and it's not even
Russian troll farms.
Yeah, I'm not trying to fucking be like the right sucks, but like it's like there's like pretty concrete evidence that like Russia was very much involved in like making Facebook pages and then pushing those people onto like Reddit and then pushing those people onto 4chan and then that's where you start to cause extreme like there's so and it is probably happens with the left with other countries or even Russia the same way. Like I can only imagine.
Do you think we have those same ideas though going into other countries? Like we know that like we have propaganda coming to us.
Oh yeah, we're
doing the same thing.
Oh yeah, we're influencing Japan. We're influencing
South Korea.
South Korea. Like we
don't influence China. They have a really good guard. They have a guard on.
They're pretty locked down. Yeah.
The what?
The corporations do. That's what I was gonna say about Japan. Is have you heard the Nestle story about Japan?
I don't think so.
So Nestle makes the like instant coffee, right?
Yeah.
They make like that instant coffee,
tea, all this stuff.
Yeah. And they were trying to introduce coffee to Japan, but they couldn't. They weren't selling any coffee because in Japan they used to not drink coffee.
Yeah, it was like a tea.
It was all tea. So what they did was they introduced coffee flavored candy to the children. So then by the time the children grew up, they loved coffee. So then they could start selling coffee in Japan. And now all the adults in Japan love coffee. It's the best thing in the world. That's an American company influencing a whole culture just by influencing the children.
Okay.
And you see that with fucking like kids now. Like, who knows, what fucking shit's either getting, our kids, or like I have baby sisters. Who knows what the fuck they're watching that might be coming from another country. Like, Neopets is fucking was funded by Scientology.
Wait, what?
I swear to God.
Goddamn, I gotta have her check that out.
Yeah. Neopets was a investment from Scientology. Not that it pushed Scientologist beliefs. I don't know, but I know for a fact that it was funded by Scientology.
Can you look that up right away, Dulcie?
Yeah.
Neopets and funded by Scientology.
Yeah.
And I can see that though is because we unfortunately are influenced by the money that we get from China. So we are willing to make movies to appeal to their audience.
Yeah, like that John Cena thing where he like learned Mandarin
just to say sorry.
Sorry that literally he has to say sorry that fucking Taiwan isn't a country.
Dude, that's so crazy.
And you're like, oh, like we're fucked.
Yeah, same thing with the Blizzard company. Like there was a champion that came out of Taiwan, and he used his time on stage to talk about the oppression of China. And you know what they did? They canceled him. You're done.
Instantly, yeah, it's wild.
And you think about it, I get it though. I get it. If we made a video game, everybody here buys that video game, that's cool. That's like 10,000 people, 20,000, a million.
Yeah.
You make that same video game and people buy it in China, that's over 3 million people that are buying that game.
Yeah.
Who are you going to go with?
Yeah, you're going to, if you're a fucking, and that's, like, if we're talking about, like, the problems with capitalism again, like, there you go.
That's it.
Like, if you're so money-oriented, you're going to start making decisions that, like in America, like if it's just American, you're buying all American, capitalism works, right? If everything comes from America, we're producing and making everything, then everyone that's profiting is American. But all of a sudden, we're fucking in debt, millions and billions of dollars with China. Well, like now is capitalism super dope? Not really,
right?
Because every single decision we make is how to make the most money, and the most money comes from a country that literally hates us.
And that's what blows me away too, is like we're both at this like political standpoint where it's just like, who's going to be the next superpower?
Yeah.
Like, I honestly believe America will always be the superpower because we have more innovation here than in China. Like, you hear it all the time. China is just the constant stealer of innovation wherever it comes from. They're like, oh, you guys got the iPhone? We're going to take it, reverse engineer it, and we're going to sell it over here. Call it the fucking Huawei phone or something.
Yeah.
And that just turns into a thing where it's just like, is it intellectual property that's going to make you big, or is it just the idea of somebody else that you can just take it from? And this comes back to comedy. It's like, if your joke hits, but I say it and people see me more, then they'll be like,
they might like you more.
And that's an Angel joke. He's the one that said it, even though it comes from a different place.
Yeah, that's fucking... I think like America, like I think we're doing horrible right now. I mean, genuinely, like you can see it. It's pretty obvious. But
I think we're doing more horrible within our own structure of like, we can't even agree on like, like transgender rights and like,
I think like as an
like
American, I'm getting affected a lot.
Yeah.
But I think America as a whole, like fucking Shane Gillis literally made a joke on stage about it'd be funny, like Trump would be the funniest person to get assassinated. No other country would allow you to even get close to saying some shit like that. But he did it, and it's the funniest shit in the world. And it was funny. It was an amazing joke.
Yeah.
Like, the fact that we are still allowed to do shit like that tells me that, like, we're probably doing kind of all right. Because I can still say, like, you hear the fucking, like, we can't say anything. But that's just on the internet. When I get on stage, I can say pretty much anything I want.
Yeah, especially if you're with the right kind of people. You can say anything you want without people getting offended.
Yeah, literally. And I think, like, with the offended thing is, like, I think you can say anything as long as it's funny. If you go up there and you're just saying shit because you want to be inflammatory, first of all, fuck you. But second of all, like, if you're not being funny, that's when the offensive stuff comes in. Like, I might be offended because I'm like, I know all you're doing is catering to the people that know that I'm gonna get pissed when you say some shit like that,
or the shock value or something.
Exactly, yeah. So like, yeah, I might get offended, or someone might get offended at what you say. But the only reason anybody laughed at it was because they're laughing at the fact that I might get offended. That's not fucking comedy. Comedy is I say something that you didn't expect me to say that is a little on the edge, and everybody laughed at it.
Yeah, but it's a thought process where it's just like, whoa, yeah. Not where it's just like, wait, what the fuck did he say?
Yeah. And like, if you go up there and you're just like, women are objects. like of course people are going to be pissed at it. And of course the only people that are laughing on it are fucking simple-minded fucks that only enjoy when...
Very minimal things.
Yeah.
All right, what's up, Dulcie?
Okay, Neopets and the Church of Scientology.
What did we find out?
Connection.
Ooh, is this a YouTube video?
No, actually, it's not. It's just.
I think I learned this on a podcast. By the way,
it's a BuzzFeed.
Distractify. Does everybody know what Neopets are? Do you guys know what Neopets are?
Yeah.
It's like that toy thing.
No.
It's like a
they did sell toys, but it was like an internet. It was like Penguin. What was it?
No.
Angry Birds?
No, not Angry Birds. It was like
dinosaur sort of.
Yeah, it was dinosaur. What I'm saying is like it was like you like had your character and you could talk to other people that had their character.
Oh, okay.
Kinda.
It was like almost like Pokemon.
Club Penguin.
Club Penguin.
You know what Club Penguin
I've
is?
heard of that, yeah.
It's like that, but dinosaur dragon shit.
Okay.
So, Scientology only helped them run their site more efficiently, so it was more profitable. And in which more companies were using also. You know what I'm saying? So they did this part of the business for Mr. Jim's Pizza, Mission Renaissance, MGE Incorporation. So it's like the people who created this program said that they would never let that religious structure or the politics of any of it enter their program.
Okay, that makes sense. So they were just like kind of like investors,
right?
Okay,
and they were just helping their business model, pretty much. That's all.
Yeah, still wild, but
yeah. I mean, that's
they have money. That's
the
thing. celebrities are giving them the money, so they have money to invest.
And you kind of see that now with the advertisements people do on their podcast. You're like, you're giving me money to advertise your product.
To like hype your shit.
Yeah,
up.
even though it could be the shittiest product ever.
Like Manscaped, no one talks about the fact that I literally looked it up because I was gonna buy Manscaped, but I'm a tech guy, so I know how to fucking buy shit.
Yeah.
You know, like fucking like when I go in to buy something, I'm gonna do the research on it.
You're looking at
And
like
so
references,
Manscaped,
all
I
this
was like,
stuff.
I've heard a million podcasts. They all hype it up.
Yeah,
No
everyone
mix,
promotes it. Yeah,
I fucking did the. You're not sponsored.
I'm not sponsored by Manscaped.
I
Don't want to be now at this point.
Yeah, I did the research on that shit and
Kinda do.
fucking. You know the like their claim is like no nicks, which like to a guy with balls, that's like the best thing you could have ever heard. Fucking every review is literally like, this is bullshit. It cuts me up the same as every other fucking razor I bought. Like literally, like you can look at the review, dude. It's like all the 1-star reviews are, you know, fucking it's the greatest thing ever. You know what I mean? Fucking all the rest of the reviews are literally just like it's the same shit. Like,
I can go buy the same rate, or I can go buy a
for
razor.
$25 at fucking like.
Yeah.
And so I was like, oh, that's a bummer. But I guess, but if someone's paying, like, I'm not gonna say that if for some reason I had a podcast, someone was like, I'll give you fucking $10,000 to hype my product. Of course, I'm gonna take the money. There's no part of me that won't take that money. Like,
That's the
you know what I
capitalist
mean?
in
I'll
us.
fucking exactly. Like, listen, I am, like I said, I am a fucking anti-capitalist, but I'm an anti-capitalist in my heart.
Yeah.
I still gotta survive, dude. You know what I mean? Like, to a point, I still gotta fucking. No matter, I'm going to the grocery store. I'm involving myself in a capitalist system. There's no way to get away from it. So I'm gonna fucking, like, you know, profit off of it if I can. Obviously, I'm not, but.
Just like the farmer's market today. Oh, did you have to pay for your booth? I had to get a business license. I had to get a permit.
And you would think it's one of those things where just like, oh, we're all an American
I'm
farmer's
selling shit.
market.
Yeah. You give like $50 to the guy that owns the plot, and then you're allowed to sell whatever you want. But nah,
you have to have like so much criteria just to get in that spot.
And then it's bullshit. You know what's bullshit about that is like, let's say like the business license. So let's say you start making money on the podcast, right?
Yeah.
So then you need to get a business license eventually. So you buy your business license. That business license can also be used to fucking sell shit that has nothing to do with
the podcast.
what you originally bought the podcast. You can use that business license at the farmer's market. That's the bullshit. Is like the fact that you need a business license at the farmer's market makes no sense because people at that farmer's market are using the business license that they got for fucking their tech shop or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Like, but fucking it's the way it is, I guess.
It's like a little disheartening. I'm just like, oh man, that shit sucks. But then you think about it, it's like, what the fuck am I gonna do? Like, what can I do at this point? Like, am I just gonna give away free stuff? Am I just gonna fucking?
Yeah, are you gonna be the guy that's the socialist guy? That's why, like, you know who's Hassan?
Yeah.
Piker. So, I listen to his Twitch a lot. Now I used to like be on the fucking, you know. Because I was like pretty right leaning, I was like, "Fucking that guy's a load of crap." But when you listen to him, like I listen to him, like he's not like everyone got mad. He bought a big old house, and they're like, "I thought you were a fucking communist." You know, why are you buying a house? And he's like, "I still live in a capitalist society, which means I still have to interact with the capitalist society. I still have to fucking." Put a roof over my head and my family's head. I still have to buy them food, which means I still need to make money.
Yeah.
When he's on his fucking podcast, he literally says like, but the thing is the way he runs his business is very, very non-capitalist. So the guy that he has like 3 employees and they all make the same amount of money. The money he makes is the money they make, which like that's the best I think you can do in a society like this. Like, which means, like, technically they are still profiting off of a capitalist society. But unlike Coca-Cola, where the CEO is making billions of dollars and the guy at the bottom is making $7.25, everyone involved in his operation is getting paid the same.
Okay.
Or, like, I think, like, one guy makes a little less, but he's getting paid, like, the amount of stuff he does for the job is what he gets paid for the job, you know? And, like, you know, like, when you work at Whataburger, I'm doing 90% of the way, you know, Whataburger makes money is by me making and selling the product that they make, right?
Yeah.
But I don't make the money that's worth. You're only making the $10 or now it's like $11 an hour, $15 an hour. You're only making that much money while the guy at the top is making, and everyone's like, oh, well, that, it's hard to build a business. Yeah, to an extent. But at the point, when you have 3, 4, 5 stores going, you're not really doing anything.
At that point, you're just like, you hire your employees.
Exactly. You're just making decisions. That's it.
What about trophies and winners that you guys were talking about earlier, though? You said that.
But that's not. You're not competing. I'm working. Yeah. I'm doing literal labor.
Especially in like the fast food industry, like if you really think about it, all of them get the same patties from almost the same place, but yet you have different people charging different stuff. Like you get more people with more, like you work at Whataburger, you're getting a little bit more money than if you're at McDonald's, and McDonald's makes way more money than fucking Whataburger.
Yeah.
You know that.
And then
look it up.
And then I'm making the least amount of money, but yet I'm the guy that's like fucking sweating my balls off, getting like fucking
burns,
getting fucking grease in my face, having to go to the dermatologist to deal with that, having to fucking pay for fucking everything that comes with the job. Plus, if you've ever worked in any food industry, you know that the mental toll on that is like insane.
The customer service and shit.
And now you expect me to pay for a therapist to deal with that? Now, because because the American school system failed me, I didn't have enough money to go to college. Now I can only, my only options are fucking working at Whataburger or whatever. And by the way, I have a skill. I can fix phones. I'm making the same fucking money that the Whataburger guys are. Let's not act like because you got a skill you're making all this money. There's, you can become a plumber and make a bunch of money, but there's only so many of those jobs. Honestly, let's stop fucking spouting that bullshit that that's a starter job anyways. That's that's what they deserve. Fuck you, dude. There's so many people that have so many different situations that you might not have to deal with. That's the reason they're working at Whataburger. I've worked at fast food restaurants just because I was between jobs.
And I've seen that
and
too.
And now all of a sudden I'm not making. I can't pay my rent.
I've seen it too, where there's dude, why is this guy who's over 50 years old working at McDonald's? Yeah. He has more probably potential to be his own kind of thing where it's more ideas, but yet you still get stuck with this mindset where I'm just I'm working a capitalist job. I can never get out of this hole. Yeah. Maybe I can become a manager, but then what real money is that as well too?
Yeah. And the thing is and then you go well, that's his fault. But
is it?
But is it? Because it started, first of all, with the school system that was created to make factory workers, by the way. That's the reason you have a bell. That's the reason you have to follow all those rules. That's the reason you have dress codes. All that shit is because they were trying to teach you to live in an environment where you're doing the same shit every fucking day. That's why they created it that way. So you start with the school system, and then now you're burdened with a credit score, which means if for some reason you decided you wanted to try your dream out in the beginning and you fucked up, now your credit's fucked. Yeah. So now you got to pay that back. So now you're paying back 20, 30 grand in credit.
Yeah, with even the people that are trying to better themselves that go to school,
exactly,
but yet you get stuck.
Yeah, and then maybe you can't go to school. You can't afford to do that because your credit was fucked because you tried your dream. So now you're stuck at this job. And this is the only job. And the thing is if you quit that job and go to a different job, the raise, now you're starting at the beginning again with another job. Yeah. You're not making it. You know what I mean? There's, fuck this, idea that
you can work your way from the bottom to the top.
It's your fault all the time. Fuck no, it isn't. We know the government's, the fucking right-wing people that think the fucking government is controlling everything are the same people that are it's your fault. It's no, the government you think is controlling everything against you is the same government that's controlling everything against the guy you hate. Yeah.
What's up?
Back to McDonald's versus Whataburger.
Yeah.
It's actually the opposite.
So Whataburger.
McDonald's gets paid more. $1 more.
Yeah.
And in some instances, $2 more than the Whataburger employees. Not to mention that there are some reviews that McDonald's made them showed to them that they wanted to go to college. It was a very fast-paced work, and I always felt greasy after my shift. Working here inspired me to get a college degree so I'd never have to work at fast food again.
That makes sense.
I actually worked for Whataburger it was my first job.
Really?
I did it for a year and a half.
It was the same thing. I worked for McDonald's for my summer, and it was just Jesus Christ, this is horrible.
It sucks, but when you're young, it's not anything. But dude, I worked the overnight shift, dude, and then those fucking old Mexican ladies would come in for the early shift. And I'm I'm fucking 17 and I already know I'm not doing this shit, and you're fucking like
in your 40s.
Yeah, in your 40s and 50s, and you're just fucking
This is my
up.
life. Yep.
And I'm like, I don't know. Like, literally, that's why, like, the comedy, I'll be broke for the rest of my life if comedy doesn't work out. Genuinely, like, because this is like, I'm just putting everything in that basket, and if it doesn't work out, I'm fucked. That's on me. I will take responsibility for that. That's my fault. But it blows my mind when other people, like, when I see older people just doing the same shit all the time, because I'm like, you just gave the fuck up. Or you were taught that that's fucking
The right thing to do.
the right thing to do, like, all you can do. And a lot of the time, like, I was in South Texas, so a lot of the people were like immigrants who, illegal or not illegal, fucking moved into our state, tried to get a job, but then fucking were just stuck doing whatever they were doing.
Yeah.
And they had no opportunity to get better. Like, no one gave them that opportunity or told them that they did have that opportunity, you know?
It's like, keep working hard here and you can do anything.
Yeah,
And
like,
then,
yeah, like that idea that fucking, like, if you start as the fry cook, you become the CEO. There's only one CEO. There's 500 stores.
right, with hundreds of
With-
employees.
yeah, like, come on. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Even the fucking manager of Whataburger, I think, made like $50,000 a year, which like the GM, like the guy that kind of ran everything. But like $50,000 a year isn't a lot of money. If you're just one guy, that's a lot of money. But
Yeah.
if you got a family, fuck no.
There goes half of it.
Yeah. Anyways.
What's up, Dulce? Having a fun time. Are we ready for random YouTube comments?
Oh, we should watch that video real quick.
All right, so you have to go to my Facebook right away.
We gotta turn a TV screen towards us too, probably.
Yeah, go to my face.
Only I could.
Go to
I
my.
think I sent it.
Yeah, go to my Facebook and then go to the messages. And Caleb sent me a video in the messages.
It's literally just a little kid getting hurt. But I
worth-
think it's one of the funniest things I've seen in a while.
Wait till the video's up and then put on the
Okay,
second screen.
Give me 2 seconds here.
You might have to turn it down a little bit too.
Dude, I got a pizza in my fridge at home. That's all I've been thinking
And
about.
you're like 2 hours in this podcast, and I want that
I
pizza.
have a pizza and I have soup from.
Sorry. I keep forgetting you haven't seen an angel.
Yeah.
Are you ready?
All right, go for
Can you
it.
see it?
Yeah, I know. I've seen it, so I don't.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking science, baby. Basic physics just fucked that kid up.
Just keep going.
Oh, man.
That's his life.
I had other ones I wanted to send you, but I couldn't find them.
It's
But
all right.
kids getting hurt is like probably my favorite thing in the whole world.
Isn't that so terrible? Me too.
It's so great, especially when they're in those like Power Wheels, you know, like the Jeeps, the little Jeeps.
Oh yeah.
When kids like tip one of those or like fucking like
Go off a
fucking
ramp or
go
something.
off- oh my god!
You're just like,
dude.
why are you letting your kids do this
Yeah,
stuff?
dude? And I was the same way, dude. I remember the one story my dad used to tell about me like all the time was he got me one of those Power Wheels, and we had this like fence that was like it wasn't doing anything. It was just like there was like 2 posts holding up like a rail at the top, and it was like just big enough that it would clothesline me if I went under with the Power Wheels. And that's what I fucking did. I just like fucking full blast went under this fence, and it just clotheslined me, dude, and took me out. And I fucking the Power Wheel flipped up over the fence, landed on top of me.
Oh Jesus.
And my dad just was like, I just sat there laughing. Like, it was the funniest shit. Like, thanks, Dad.
Oh man, that's hilarious.
But fucking the fact that he didn't give a fuck is probably the reason I'm fucking who I am now.
That makes sense though. That makes a lot of sense.
Dude, I've been run over by fucking lawnmowers before.
Oh Jesus.
With the, the blades up, but
But you're still like the wheel.
but
and-
like we used to play on our dad's lawnmower when we were kids, and one time I like slipped, and fucking my sister just ran me all the way over.
Jesus.
Yeah, dude. And then she just literally got off, and my dad was like, "Fucking don't be a pussy." Like,
Walk it off.
yeah. Good times, man. And then I fucking, dude. Oh my god. And then I see fucking kids now, dude, and I'm like,
So sheltered.
They don't get outside.
they don't get outside. Yeah, at the most. And then when they get to hurt, people are like, "Oh my god!" Like,
Like,
oh,
my kid's
Jesus."
dying.
It's like they'll be fucking fine. Like, don't worry.
Oh man. Do you think that's a thing though? Is like we're actually breeding more pussies?
Oh yeah.
Like-
It's so obvious.
Like
We're
on
breeding
Black
pussies.
Phone, which was set, I think, in the 80s. I mean, these little boys were getting the shit kicked out of them where they were bleeding, like their face was bleeding.
Yeah, remember like the old school brawls in school when you fight after school? Everyone just gets in a circle.
Dude,
no
that
one's
was the best
stopping
shit.
anything.
Yeah,
No one's
sometimes, but
you're seeing some
Yeah.
stuff happen. The kid gets up. He's like, I lost. You
Dude,
know.
I saw a kid. He was getting up. He was in a fight. He got knocked down. He was getting up, and the kid that he was fighting kicked him in the back of his elbow, and his fucking bone came out of his skin. And the kid that was fighting him, finally the principal or whatever came in, and he just bolted like off campus, and then literally you could see him trying to run across the street, and this cop stops and just tackles him
Holy
like,
shit.
in the street. And it was like the best shit we'd ever seen. And then he went to like, you know, fucking alternative school for 2 weeks or whatever, and came back and everyone was fine. And the kid obviously probably went to the that was pretty gnarly.
Yeah, but like at that point, do you think the kid was traumatized from that fucking bone break, or do you think it's like, God damn it, I was just fucking. Now I know.
I bet. I mean, like in like a small way, he might have been traumatized. But when trauma is that's like a really vague term. But like for sure, that kid has like now he has an interesting story. Mm-hmm. Like when people say like, "Where's that scar from?" You have something to talk about. And then on top of that, like that kid probably learned like, you know, he might have spouted off some shit, and that's why he got in the fight. So now he learns from that. Like, you know, like you learn so many things from getting in those altercations. Or just like, I fucking just ate shit longboarding one time when I was like in high school. I like got speed wobble bombing like a really steep hill, and I fucking skinned like half my body. You know what I mean? And then I just learned like fucking like
Slow down.
like fucking be better before you do some shit, because you're gonna hurt yourself if you're not good at what you're doing.
That
Like,
makes sense.
and that's what you learn. Like, you know, you learn things from getting hurt, and not enough. I don't think enough fucking people are getting hurt anymore. You know,
That's true. That is so
emotionally
true.
too, dude. I got bullied like a motherfucker in high school,
Yeah.
and there's no way I would be as funny as I am now without that.
That makes sense.
Yeah, like I wasn't bullied. Like I'm sure there were kids that were getting. I bullied kids, so I can't imagine I would. You know, I wasn't the bottom, but.
Bro, you want to talk
fucking
about
for sure
real life
got bullied.
roast battles? That shit was real life roast battles. Like on the bus and shit, when people were making fun
yeah.
of you. If you didn't have the better comeback, you were like not shit. Dude.
Right? Or just turned into a fist fight or something.
Real
right away.
life. Right
Yeah,
there,
for
dude.
real. Yeah, dude, it teaches you, and then that's how you have interesting people. You create fucking unique stories.
Character kind of develop something
Yeah.
about yourself.
Now everyone's like watching the same shit and fucking.
Yeah, we all develop the same mindset from watching a school shooting. Now everyone thinks
Yeah.
the same way now, because it's like, holy shit, that could happen to me in my school. And then no one has this idea of like, this is a different place. This is not the
It's
same
not, yeah.
as
well,
where
the
this
school shooting
happened.
is a bit extreme, but
I mean, we're just trying to shoot in the dark here, but
yeah, I was talking about iCarly, but
That
but yeah, it's
that
like,
show
but
fucked
now
me up.
like everyone's fucking, you know, watching this like fucking watching the same shit. Everyone's fucking wearing the same shit, and then no one's like bullying the like or roasting the kids that like.
look like that. Because I remember when I was in high
Yeah,
school,
dude.
dude, I looked like a fucking like a pussy goth kid.
Yeah, like a scene. I used to hang out with all the scene kids.
But now I saw like those flaws in that. Like those guys are cool. I learned a lot from them. But still, like some of them were so sheltered that they never
Yeah.
got out and did stuff.
And like none of them, like most of them aren't doing that shit anymore. Really, like the kids that are doing that shit, the kids that were friends with that guy, and that guy's now still dressing up, like he's still straightening his hair. You're like, what the fuck are you doing?
What
Like,
happened, dude?
Yeah, dude. Like you can still enjoy. Like I still fucking listen. I'll throw on a little fucking suicide silence every once in a while. But like, fucking, if you're like, yeah, dude. If you're still like fucking wearing like tight black skinny jeans, like tight skinny jeans, and like fucking band t-shirts, and you're still fucking like hyped that you got gauges in fucking 8th grade, like fucking what are you doing, man?
going
Like
on
what
here?
are you? Yeah, dude. And same thing with like, you know, you see the jock guys that like, you know, fucking just like that's their peak, and then they aren't doing anything. I've seen a lot of those guys. Like I was in ROTC, and like the fucking head guys in ROTC, they're all doing great. like I follow my face. They all have fucking great jobs or whatever.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you'll see people that are like, they didn't even go into the military and they still talk like they're in ROTC, and you're like, what are you doing?
They took it way too
Like,
serious.
that's insane.
They took
like,
that military experience.
Yeah, dude. Like, I fucking, like, I went in ROTC because I thought I was going to go into the military. And then I didn't get in the military. And I fucking became a unique person. Like, I tried to be like, well, I'm not going to the military. Fucking, that's out of my life. I got to go find who I am now. Like, but then you'll see people that didn't get in the military that are still, like, fucking wearing camo, fucking, like, cargo pants. And they're still, like, fucking, like, you know, God bless the USA. And you're like, dude, you didn't even get in.
What are you trying to defend?
Yeah, like, why are you so fucking yeah, I don't know, man. Is it? Yeah, and everybody, there's always, like, a, you know, a version of that in every, you know, scene. Like, there's some kid that's trying to, went on TikTok recently. He, like, posted this video where he did, like, a song about how he should be on SNL and just got the shit roasted out of him.
Oh, dude.
I mean, like, fucking just relentless. Everybody was making fun of this kid. And it was like, that's that kid that, like, was in band. And, like, his teacher told him one too many times he was good. And then he fucking becomes a 22-year-old, makes that video, and then that kid might kill himself.
To be honest.
Yeah, like, because he thought, first of all, the fact that he thought it was a good idea to post that, you're already fucked. You know, and then he posted it, and you're like, and then he gets roasted, and then who knows what'll happen. And then, of course, you know, fucking USA Today or something will pick it up and be like, this kid got unfairly. And it's like, no, not unfairly. Like, he didn't have the social awareness to know that was dumb. And then he got fucking the repercussions of it.
Yeah.
You know? You say something, if we're all hanging out in your fucking living room as comics, and you say something dumb, and we all get on your ass, who's in fault? You, because you're the one that said that. And that's same. If I say, you know, anybody, someone says something dumb, and we're hanging out with all the comics, you're gonna get the shit roast, like almost, you know, almost like hate crime level roasted, you know, and like you just take it on the chin, you move on, you try to make a better joke later.
Yeah, like, try to redeem yourself in the conversation or something.
Yeah.
That's what. Oh man, that's so crazy to think about too. Inside of the comedy world, where like you see that guy bomb, and you're just like, okay, he's probably gonna do better next time. And then it's just like he didn't do any better next time, and you're just like, what happened? Like, didn't you take the lessons you learned from the bombing the first time
and applied them to the next time? Yeah. Luckily, I don't think we have any like bitches really. Like, I don't think anyone would like truly bitches about stuff too much if they suck, because we'll just call them out.
Yeah.
But there's a lot of that, like, there's some guys that just don't change, and you're like, you've been fucking the same, like, since I met you, since your first time going up on stage, you're doing the same shit. Like, what?
Yeah, or the same kind of style of shit.
Exactly. Yeah, I think you can do the same joke as long as you're doing something new.
Yeah.
Even if it's just like changing a pause in the joke, like there's a, like, I do some of the same jokes sometimes, but like recently I added a tag. Like, I have a joke I've had forever that's the, like, my mom's been in 5 marriages, but I don't fuck sluts. But I just added a tag to it, so I brought it, like, I'm gonna start doing it a little more because I want to see if the tag works.
Okay. And
fucking, which is, I think it's the best tag ever, which is like, I do the joke, and then I'm like, but I still watch MILF porn, but that's not because I want to fuck my mom. That's because I want to fuck your mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And I did it at Dry Heat. Like, literally, it was the first time I ever did the tag. I did it at Dry Heat at the comedy club, and it fucking killed. And I was so happy, but I was doing all right already, so who knows if it'll kill just in a regular setting.
Yeah.
So.
It's one of those things where it's just like, we know the crowd's there for that, so you can kind of take those little really big misdirects.
Yeah. You can, like, I can try a little more shit out because I've had them for 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So I'll fucking add that tag in real quick and see if it works. And it fucking worked in that setting. But who knows if I do it at Juno if it'll work.
Yeah. Because I've had that same aspect too, where I have the JROTC joke, but then I added other jokes that I've said before, but just not in that timing. So now I have the JROTC joke, the threesome joke, and then like seeing someone's penis. And it's like the rule of 3, and they all hit because they're all right after the other. And then I've never done that before. And actually, that's what blows me away too, is I got that idea from Jamar, because I did the Dry Heat comedy and I did that joke. But when I did the third one, he was
Yeah.
expecting me to say JROTC was the shit, but I
Yeah.
didn't
Dude,
say.
literally, we were all in the fucking green room, and we were like, "What?" Like, and you fucking hit that miss. Yeah, that was pretty dope. That was weird, dude. Sitting in the green room at Dry Heat and like listening to people.
Yeah.
And like you couldn't see them, and you could like you knew the jokes, so sometimes you'd be like ready for something they might not say it or whatever. Yeah, that's interesting. I wish I could have had like a camera
Yes.
in the green room while I was on stage just to see what the comics were, because that's way more interesting than
the audience. Because
Yeah,
I mean, I hate to say that too. Is like we went to the Dry Heat comedy show on Friday at the 9:30 show, and they had the 3 back-to-back shows with the same comics, right? And the pop that you hear from the comics is like way louder than what was going on in the crowd.
Yeah.
And that blew me away too, is because like they understand what the joke was trying to come across as, and the people in the crowd are just like, that's funny.
Yeah.
So I've heard that a few times.
I also think like because like let's say your first joke bombs, the audience doesn't know that it's not one big piece, but like we know like your first joke bomb, but like we have like the disconnect where like you do your first joke, I know you're doing another joke, so I'm gonna have a different reaction to the next joke, while the audience, like, it's all one big piece. And so if your first joke bombs, your second joke might be the best joke you've ever told in your life, but because they already in their head they're like, this fucking guy sucks.
This lost.
So then your second joke's not gonna hit as hard, but all the comics are like, that was a fucking amazing joke, because we know how to write jokes.
Yeah.
And so that's what sucks about the fucking audience, but
that's what we need for
that's
the
the fucking who we're trying to impress. The comics really don't matter. It's just fun to like
when you get the reaction from them too, like especially when we were doing stuff like the garage and shit like that.
Yeah,
like we knew most of the time we're just doing jokes for the comics.
Yeah,
like, you know, there wasn't a lot of audience members, and at that point, like, well, if I get a pop here, or if I even get a laugh, then I know it's actually getting funnier.
Yeah.
Because we actually we know to look for the punchline and to find out if the punchline's funny.
Yeah.
I feel like that with us is a lot more than somebody that pays $10 to go see a show and they think everything is funny because they're trying to find the funny in everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's why, like, when I did Dry Heat, Trip was sitting, you remember when we did it? Trip was sitting, like, in the back left corner, and literally, like, every punchline I'd fucking look at him and see if, like, he was laughing. Just because, like, I was like, none of these people fucking matter. Like, because I got him with the first joke. I was in the pocket. I could tell they were all laughing. So, like, I was like, I don't give a fuck. I'd look over at Trip. Like, if I tried something new, I'd always look over at Trip and see if he laughed at it, because I knew he was going to give an honest reaction. Yeah. He wasn't influenced by all the other shit I've said, because I've said all that shit a million times.
Yeah. And that's what's crazy when we see each other so much times, is like we know what the joke is, but it still has a good, like, it resonates with us because of the way that you said it and maybe the crowd reaction of how it's said.
Yeah.
Because there's been so many times where I hear, like, Jake Otero's joke and I'm just like, this is funny.
And they aren't taking it at all. And you're like, what the fuck?
I was, like, so surprised.
That's how I was with, like, Troy. I'd watch Troy all the time, and, like, I'd be like, his fucking jokes are funny. Like, I don't understand why no one's laughing. But then I realized, like, it's because, like, the first two jokes weren't, and they were offended, right? Like, he said some weird, wild shit. And so now none of the other jokes are funny to them. And to me, I'm like, that's a fucking funny joke, and no one's laughing because they've already decided
what's going to happen.
Yeah, what they care about him. But, yeah, he's one of the guys I wish fucking... He's more... I want to get him on one of my shows, but I gotta fucking... Like... The problem is this is what I'm doing with my show. Chuck, I think, is doing kind of the same thing, where, like, we've kind of dedicated ourselves to, like, only having the best. Which, if I gotta repeat people, I will, because I'm not gonna have bad comics on.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Thank you.
But, like, Troy, I think, is an amazing... Like, I think he's written some of the best jokes in all of Albuquerque comedy. Like, genuinely.
Yeah.
But I don't know if I can trust that he won't fucking go off the rail and say some wild shit
before he does his killer stuff.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm like, so it's rough, but I think I'm probably gonna book him eventually, because I genuinely do think he's, like, fucking one of the best. I think he's forgotten more funnier jokes than most of us have written. Okay. Genuinely.
Yeah.
because he's so fucking he is funny. He just is like he's like an old dude, you know. So he's like an old dude that fucking grew up in like a fucking conservative house.
Got beat up maybe a few times.
Yeah, he's literally as old as my dad.
Oh, okay.
Or I think he's younger, but not by much.
Yeah.
So like, of course he's gonna be a little fucking abrasive.
That's a good word.
Yeah.
Do you think if like somebody like your dad were to see someone like Troy, it would no?
No. My dad is
Nah.
still. He doesn't even like fucking. My dad is like a. He grew like so. My grandma. He grew up with my grandma. My grandma literally didn't vote for Trump because she didn't like the language Trump used. My grandma's a conservative, and she just was like Trump fucking has a potty mouth. That's why she didn't vote for him. She voted for Obama because he thought that Obama just like spoke better and was like a more presentable person than the opposite. You know, like that's the world so in his mind, like when like no matter what the context is, if you're using curse words, even if you're saying the most brilliant like Carlin, if I show him a Carlin bit, the fucking context of the bit doesn't matter because he's saying fuck, you know. He's just one of those guys.
And that's crazy to think about too, is because like you've done Karen's show, right? The Brew Lab show. Like the way she gives you the criterias of like it's a clean show and stuff. Like in my head, I'm already thinking like, what the fuck?
What is clean?
What are my jokes? What jokes do I have that are clean, or what should I say up there?
I have a whole 5 minutes on using cocaine.
Is that clean?
I could take all the cuss words out of it, but is it clean
Yeah.
at the end of the day? You know, like, you know, and the thing that pisses me off is she was literally worried about me when I did it because I am the dark comic. So she was like, she kept texting me like over and over again, like, are you sure you can do this? And fucking, so I go up, I did a clean set. I literally took all the cuss words out. I fucking, you know, maybe I got close to the line a couple times, but not great. And then fucking Zach Abeda goes up and he's like, fuck, and fucking just kills. And she's fine with it. And I'm like, then what the fuck was my like, what was like, what was I saying? But I guess maybe my content is a little dark, which it is. Like, I'm not aware of that.
I mean, see, but that's the thing, though. I think, like, did you do? I don't want to say what jokes you did or didn't do, but like at that Brew Lab, would you have done your mom's a slut joke?
I didn't do that because
see, that would have been they would have wanted that.
I think it would have killed at the thing. I just didn't do it out of respect for Karen.
Yeah. But
I can't do that joke without saying slut. Like that, the punchline would not hit as hard if I didn't say. So I just took it out. There's a couple of jokes in there where like bitch, like I couldn't do like the I've never fucked a bitch. Like there's no way I can say that joke without those words, because first of all the joke is I wish I could say I fucked your bitch. I wish I could say I fucked your wife. That's significantly less funny.
I had intercourse with your wife.
Yeah,
like that's even worse.
Yeah, like so it's like I'll just take that whole joke out. But there were some jokes where like, you know, I can kind of get away with saying other things, and I had to like put B-level jokes in to accommodate. But
yeah,
it was fun. It actually helped me. I rewrote some jokes, and I think I'd keep them that way because of it. So it was a good exercise.
But I think, even not to like bash on Karen or anything, but I think her learning about more of producing a show, kind of like these people came to your show to see some comedy. Like they know about your flyer, they know about what's gonna happen. Like maybe they do want something extreme.
Well, I had several people after that show being like, you know, they were like, you could have done, like we had multiple people come up and be like, you could have just said whatever. But I also think part of it too, and I actually credit Karen for this, is that Karen does like the corporate circuits, and she does like the clean comedy, like that's how she fucking tours and shit, and she gets paid for it. She gets paid more than most of us for doing comedy, and it's all clean comedy. And I think what she's trying to do with it, like, is like kind of force you to write a clean set, because you can't make money doing clean comedy.
Yeah, doing
like, the
avenue of that.
Yeah, I don't think anyone needs to do it, but fucking if you can write a clean set, you're gonna make more money than a lot of us. It just is what it is. You know, like if you can do corporate gigs, you're gonna make more money right off the bat, because corporate is kind of like the first people that'll hire kind of anybody.
Okay.
Like clubs aren't gonna hire anybody because they see all the comics, so they're gonna hire the people that are the funniest. But a corporate gig that pays you fucking $500, you know, they're gonna want clean comedy. So if you can do a clean set, you're the guy that they'll fucking hire.
Compared to like everyone else.
Yeah. So I get that, and I appreciate that, like, because that's what she does. Same with Cody Dove, like he does the corporate shit, like
cruises. He does cruises.
Yeah, and that, I mean, he fucking makes money.
Mad,
like, he makes money from it, which is cool. Like that's what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
And although, like, I don't think I'd ever, I probably could write a clean set. I'm just like right now, like, I have no real desire to, but I fucking like appreciate and look up to those guys that are willing to do that and fucking, and I think some people aren't like, they are like some people are like, they're fucking, they're having to, they're not allowed to say what they want to say, but like some people fucking just are cleaner people than I am, like there's no doubt in my mind that fucking, Cody Dove probably lives a more fucking straight and narrow life than I live.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Karen Carson, definitely. Like she's an engineer. She, like, have you seen her husband? He's like the fucking most white guy you've ever seen.
Straight out of the golf course or something.
And they're doing well. Like, how am I gonna be like, oh, like, but she can't say what she wants to say. I don't think she wants to say what I want to say. That's really what it is. Like, she's happy with her life. I'm the one that has the problem.
I'm still trying to figure out.
Yeah. Like, I get that. That's why I hate, like, I hate when people have a problem with what someone's talking about, like, because what you're talking about, like, only you can think of that.
Yeah.
The problem is if you're not funny or not. That's the bottom line.
And we've seen that too. Like, I don't want to mention names, but they go up there and try to tell their ideas, and it's just like, wait, what? That's not a funny idea. It's weird.
Yeah. Like, just because it's a new idea doesn't mean it's fucking funny.
Yeah, it's so funny.
Yeah.
All right, we are running on some time. Let's go ahead and go through those random YouTube comments. So you just try to guess what this video is. This comment is to.
And you're fucking always wrong.
I know, right? Yeah, fucking. I'm not guessing. That's why. What do you think this is a video to? With this comment.
That can be anything.
This can. I'm literally.
Listen. First of all, India is a big country.
This is a Bollywood comment right here.
Yeah. I think, and this is a total guess, but I'm fairly certain that's Indian.
Okay.
I'm fairly certain that's Indian. And I don't speak Indian, so I don't know what the fuck that is.
But isn't the last word confetti?
Confetti.
That's because they don't have a word for it.
Yeah.
That's like gravy.
Hamburger. Listen, but even though Indian doesn't, like, English is a Germanic language and Indian is not, so hamburger could be anything. But if we're going from the Germanic sense, hamburger,
okay,
hamburger, confetti, still it could be fucking
more.
It's like a food video.
Yeah, that's a good one. I'll go with that one. I'll go with some kind of party. I'm going with a party.
Concert maybe.
Let's show us what this video is. Turn it down.
Oh, it's a seminar.
On the video.
Ritz-Carlton Pacific Place, Jakarta, Indonesia. So I was close. It's
a party. There's a party.
Was it? Yeah.
No, that's just a convention. It's a convention.
Yeah. South Asian, though. I was close.
It's
not Indian.
It's a director seminar.
Ah.
Sorry, that was really loud, even if it was turned really down. Sorry about that.
Twas. Is that a light?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God, we're gonna read it. Just give it to us. Just give it to us. No, my good sir, if you see the way these people do their Hondas with over the tops. Oh, this is a car video.
Oh yeah, it's
a straight up a car video.
It's
I don't even have to read the rest of it.
Yep. No. VTEC. Oh yeah, VTEC, Mugen Pro 2.
This is what? Where is this Honda?
It's called B-roll, baby.
Get that footage of the forest again.
Yeah.
Get the forest video.
Like literally, and then they're gonna cut to fucking a car that you cannot drive in the woods.
Maybe.
It didn't even. They're still on B-roll.
There
we go.
Dang. Yeah, cool. There's no way I'm driving that in the fucking woods.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not. You're not taking that to the lake.
It's a cool car though. That's for sure.
Okay.
Sanchez. Another car video.
Grand Prix Miami starting 1983. Today on April 1st, 2013. Ooh.
Let's check it. See what this
Yeah,
video
let's
is.
just watch it.
Oh, old school.
Oh,
Grand Prix. Yeah.
So they literally were like, I watched this shit, and they went back and they were like, dude, this guy's dead.
This guy got killed in the video.
In the video.
There it is.
Oh, fucking pumped.
Oh, there's nobody there.
All right.
Let's do another one.
Thanks, man.
Okay, so he's obviously.
Do you want the injection? It's all fucking car videos. No. Less Trouble. Yeah, it's a guitar thing. Bridge, right? That's guitar. Treble.
Allowed. Do you want injectors in the bridge position? What is an injector in the?
I don't know what that would be, but I'm going off of just the word bridge and treble.
Okay.
And assuming it's music.
I think it's somebody with like speaker system in their car.
That's what I think. I think it's speaker system.
So
Yeah,
another car video.
Yeah, another car video.
Nope.
Oh!
What did I say?
What the hell is an injector?
I know.
Yeah.
That was a good one. Kayla. Okay, I don't have no idea.
What is this?
This is a random one. This is a car video.
It looks like they tagged someone but forgot to put the @ so they were just like trying to ask their friend, but they're not gonna. All right, let's do it. That could be literally anything.
Oh, great! Someone just doing a tutorial.
Indian or South Asian.
So what's up with
South Asian again? Oh no, that's the same one. Just epic on all fronts.
literally anything?
That could be legitimately anything. Sean Amdo. No, that's
That's definitely snowboarding.
Just epic on all fronts. That's a good one. I'm saying it's a BMX or like some kind of like extreme sport.
I'm going snowboarding.
Yeah, it's like skateboarding, snowboarding, bicycling, something with the X Games in it.
Okay, I'm thinking it's something way more mundane than that. I'm thinking like someone found out a way to like edit a picture better or something.
Oh, okay. Photoshopping.
Yeah.
Let's see what we got.
All right. Oh, you are right. Mountain drifting.
There you go. But still, that's not like an extreme.
Still epic.
Yeah.
It is.
That's
kind of
pretty
extreme.
epic. Drifting's cool.
On the mountain roads, that's fucking dangerous, dude.
I play a lot of not Grand. I do play Grand Theft Auto, but that's not what I was talking about.
Gran Turismo.
Not Gran Turismo. Close. Payback. What is it? Need for Speed.
Oh, okay.
Payback. And drifting is really fun.
This is a Pokemon video.
Yes, you versus Luis Pikachu. Yeah, probably.
Ooh, it wasn't good enough, so they took it off.
Yeah. It was probably one of those like kid videos that has like porn in the middle of it. You know?
You just hear all kinds of shit
So like
on the
I think
TV.
this is awesome because I was watching Pikachu and then tits came out.
It's a little screen that you see on the side right here. I think this is awesome.
I think this is awesome. First of all, I think that's a fake account.
Don Doom.
Don Doom, I think. Who says it's either this is awesome. I think this is awesome. Either a fake account or not an English speaker
Okay.
originally, right? And then Don Doom. That's this video. I think guessing the date would be easier. Like this probably
right?
was like early internet. You know.
I think this is awesome, and it's some dude just like jumping on a
Don
trampoline.
Doom. Yeah, who was like, you can't put your real name on YouTube.
Call myself Don Doom.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what this video is.
Oh?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What's the date? 2012. I wasn't wrong about early internet.
Oh, damn.
This just looks like a music video for a
Yeah.
band.
So now let's.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what this is.
What's the 1,000 likes? What's the view count?
I can't see.
200,000.
Oh,
That's not bad.
damn. Oh, they're not bad either.
All right.
Nice. It's got a good little intro to it.
Yeah.
It's kind of scary, but I'm okay with that. I saw Black Phone.
Black phone, baby.
Great job. And it's a makeup tutorial.
Oh, I'll go with Caleb on this one.
Oh,
Yoga.
gymnastics routine for Cup Song. This is a pedophile bait.
Yeah,
This
we're
is
done with this video.
Yeah.
We're done with this video.
Yeah, we can move on.
All right, we'll do one
Dude,
more.
have you ever just randomly come across, this is gonna sound so bad, but have you ever seen there people will post videos of their kids doing like gymnastics? Dude, you go to the comments and
dude.
it's so disgusting. It's gnarly.
So
It'll
much.
literally be like a 40-year-old dude that's like this girl is very cute, and it's like a 13-year-old girl. You're like, oh, what the fuck?
Why is this happening here?
Yeah.
You guys, since we're on this subject, have
Yeah.
you seen the Netflix series called Cuties?
Yeah.
And do you know what
Yeah,
it is?
dude.
I've heard about
I
it.
don't think you
That's
should be.
terrible.
I don't think you should be allowed to like post your face on the internet until you're like 16. Genuinely,
I agree.
I don't think like parents shouldn't be allowed to post pictures of their kids
And you see some weird stuff where they're
because
just like,
it's
my kid's in the
always
bathroom.
weird.
I'm just
and
like,
they're
what?
like my fucking sister will use when my nephew was like a baby. Probably shouldn't say this, but when my nephew was a baby, she'd post like pictures of him. Obviously, like his fucking dick and nuts are covered, but like barely.
And you know what's going on.
Yeah, and they're taking a bath, and I'm like, I'm like, listen, like it's cute, like he's my nephew, it's cute. It's cute to my fucking dad, who's his grandpa. It's cute to you. It's cute to my grandma.
But
But
somebody
I'm
else.
like, if anyone else runs across this video, fucking it's disgusting.
Yeah.
Because when someone else puts it that I don't even know them, I'm like, get this off my screen. Like, okay, anyways, wow, this is huge. This makes me want to see this movie. Oh, well, now we got to guess the movie, huh?
Movie trailer, eh?
Madison Grimaldi.
Wow, this is huge.
Grimaldi's Italian. It
I
was...
was thinking Bollywood.
No, Grimaldi, that's Italian.
But
It-
Madison, what the fuck?
Yeah, well, that's just fucking white people doing white people shit.
Madison.
I'm thinking it's the new Sopranos movie.
There's a new Sopranos movie?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I've never watched Sopranos. I just know there was a new movie.
This is animated, something cartoon.
Okay.
Whoa.
That was
More like
Taking off.
more
Well,
like fucking gross. That's
all right,
what
let's
that
do
is.
one more.
Russian, baby, straight up Russian.
Fucking.
One more?
Yeah.
Oh.
You guys want to guess this?
Yeah.
You can translate it on the top, right?
Oh yeah, you can do. Press English. That does not help.
This is gonna be bad. Go
What the
for
hell? If a Russian is mad,
it. Who knows what it's gonna be?
What the fuck?
Bear eating a human.
I bet it's taken off.
Let's see what it is.
Oh no.
Uh-oh, it's animated.
Oh, it's a
Grant.
GTA.
This is just a cutscene from the game.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, he's.
What?
That's why he was like, what the hell is this?
2013. So like right after mods came out.
Oh, that's probably what it is.
Yeah.
Right, that's good. And that
Yeah.
was
All
random
right.
YouTube comments, everybody.
Yeah.
That's the stuff we do on this MuseMeTV podcast.
Are we going to do the list of words or no?
The what?
The list of words.
Yes, we got one more. I got one more.
Okay.
I don't know if you've seen this. This is called Rapid Fire.
Okay.
I got a list of 10 words. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 10 words. I'm going to say the word, and I want you to say the first thing that pops in your head.
Okay.
This is super fast. Don't think about it.
I won't.
Just come out with that word, okay?
Okay.
First word. Music.
I just blanked on hell.
Food.
Food Network.
Black.
White.
Car.
Drifted.
Super.
Powers.
Native American.
Great people.
Gold.
Native American.
Maze.
Also Native American.
Fast.
Lent.
Drugs.
Caleb Mulkey.
Yeah, that's rapid fire,
Mulkey
dude.
comedy, baby.
That's it. If you want to find out more about this list, go to Caleb Mulkey
Yeah.
Mulkey Comedy. And that's just so everyone that's come on the show, I've given them that same list.
Oh, really?
So
Okay.
just to hear like what somebody would say, like
Yeah.
you'd be so surprised how much people say white when you hear black.
That literally was like the first thing that came to mind. Well, okay, so the first thing that came to my mind was like just a long joke that like I had no construction for. I was like black. I could come up with a million things.
Yeah.
But I was like, if it's first thing white,
Okay.
first thing out of my mouth. Music fucking stumped me.
Right away too. He's
I
just
don't
like,
even know.
and we were talking about it for a little
Yeah.
bit. Well, that's the podcast pretty much.
Hell yeah.
We had you on. Do you want to
Wicked.
promote anything else?
Just the show. Check me out on Instagram,
Yeah.
TikTok.
17th, right?
Yeah.
17th. We got the Sunday service at the Industrial District in Albuquerque. I'm pretty sure you guys ain't
Yeah,
coming from another
Albuquerque.
state to come
Yeah.
check us out, but hey, go check this guy out on all his social media
Also,
sites.
if you need someone to make posters for you,
There you go. This is the
I'm
guy.
the guy.
There you go.
Yeah. And I'll charge you if I don't know you.
and no, that makes sense. 'cause
I need to start charging people I know too, but I don't.
that's a skill, and that's
Yeah.
something that you do that like provides.
I think I'm gonna post on like the comedy Albuquerque comics thing and
Working
just be
with
like
flyers.
$15 or $10 or something. I'll
Yeah.
make, because I'll do all the promotion. I'll like make the regular poster size, the Instagram, fucking. I'll make
okay,
it.
I
You know
got
what I
you.
mean?
Yeah,
Like, not just like I make one poster and send it to you. I'll do
Yeah.
the whole fucking.
So it's good quality no matter where they post it.
Exactly.
That makes sense,
Yeah.
guys. Well,
So-
you guys know what's up.
Check it out.
MuseMeTV, everybody. You guys are awesome. Mulkey Comedy. That's where you find this guy at. We'll be back later today. We're gonna have another podcast with Cardo.
Cardo Mad.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah.
gonna be fun too, because that guy has a lot to say.
I called him fat on one of my open mics one time. It
Yeah.
was great.
That was the first time I ever met him. Was at the Industrial District at your mic.
Yeah.
And like he said, his name was Cardo, and I was just like, "What you
That
drop?
shit fucked me up.
You drop the I just because you're so
Yeah.
fat or something?"
Motherfucker. Yeah.
That was funny
Anyways.
though. So that's gonna be a good one, guys. Make sure to tune into that. MuseMeTV anywhere social media. Just Google it. I swear to God, it'll be one of the first things that pops up. Caleb, thanks for coming, man.
Thank you
We'll
for
do-
having me,
we'll
man.
do this again. We also have the roast battle to promote.
Yes, yeah, that's
Uh,
fucking why I'm here.
Yeah. July 20th,
Yeah.
going down at Revel.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good. Like
Yeah.
this guy,
Come through if you want to see me hate crime on hell.
and this guy's a killer. Like I'm scared as fuck. I'm going up against somebody who's dominated some good killers. Like that's what you have a
Yeah.
reputation,
I
man.
do love the roasts.
So you guys come out and check that out. Anything social media going on, just check us out. Mulkey Comedy, MuseMeTV. We are out. You guys are awesome.
Peace.
Peace. Bye. Lighters. Please make sure to